lineup, center fielder number 3, Nash Nichols. On the mound for the Saskatoon Berries, right-handed pitcher number 51, Diego Quinones.
All the way from Fox Valley, Saskatchewan, he doesn't say much, but he's here to bring the fun and the energy to Curry Field. It's the one, the only, Slider! Are you ready, Red Sox fans? Are you ready?
And now it's time to introduce the starting lineup for your Regina Red Sox. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 5, Mason Cantor. Batting second and playing second base, number 11, Justin Samar. Batting third, the left fielder, number 36, Alex Rue. Batting fourth, from WCBL, Saskatchewan, third baseman, number 2, Brady Bye. Batting fifth, the right fielder, wearing number 40, Rain Kirklowitz. Batting sixth, first baseman, number 15, Will Toger. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 17, Ty Martinez. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 23, Mason Tafoya. And batting ninth, number 46, the catcher, Rhett Hodgins. And on the mound for your Regina Red Sox, by way of Ocean Springs, Missouri, representing Nichols State, right-handed pitcher number 58, Kenan Hansoli. Lineup as chosen by field manager Ry Pathakos. Umpires for tonight's game: behind the plate, Sean Weatherall; at first, Elmer Jerkovitz; and at second, Jordy Dwyer. Joining the Red Sox on the field is today's Junior Red Sox, the Major A North Regina Little League Knights. At this time, we now ask that you please rise if you're able and remove your headwear as we honor our country with the singing of our national anthem. Singing the anthem tonight, Denise Garan.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, Lord.
Thank you, Denise.
It's a rematch of the 2025 Eastern Division Final here as we welcome you inside the ballpark at Curry Field in Regina, Saskatchewan. I'm Donovan Mace alongside Jared Klein. Jared, the last time these two teams faced off, it was a winner-take-all Game 3 to go to the WCBL Final, and Regina pulled off an upset of the record-setting Saskatoon Berries last season to advance to the WCBL Final, and then they went on to ultimately win that championship, and now we got their first meeting of the year here in 2026.
Yeah, tonight we're looking for some good defense. So key to the game tonight is the team that commits the least amount of errors is going to win. These are two good teams. They're not going to let you get away with your mistakes in the field. You've got to capitalize on making the easy plays, and you can't be making silly errors or throwing the ball away tonight. So look for that out in the field tonight.
And you got two teams that are 3-1, the top two early here in the East Division. In fact, only one team remains to be undefeated in across the entire Western Canadian Baseball League. On the mound, starting for the Regina Red Sox, is Cannon Henserling, making his first WCBL start.
And Henserling is making his first WCBL appearance. In college this season, he had a 7.27 ERA. He started only one game. He pitched in 8.2 innings, gave up 11 hits in those 8.2. 8 runs, 7 of them earned, 7 walks, 7 strikeouts. The batting average against was 314. So a freshman, so good numbers for freshman, but he's going to look to improve on that here and grow his game as he gets ready.
And for Saskatoon, they're playing their first game this evening against a team which is not the Weyburn Beavers. They played each of their first 4 games against Weyburn, 2 on the road and then 2 at home. A kind of home and home series between Saskatoon and Weyburn. So I'd say for both of these teams, tonight is probably the hardest matchup they've both had so far this year.
Yeah, that can be said for sure for the Berries, and I think for the Red Sox, of course, as well. Mesenhead is a good team, but I think the Berries come in as the team to beat in the WCBL.
First pitch coming from Cannon Henserling to start off our ball game, and it's a swing and a miss out of Nathan Houston, who will lead things off for the Saskatoon Berries this evening. Batting second will be Gail Salinas. Batting third, and probably the hottest hitter in the WCBL this year, we'll get to more of that later, is Ethan Murdoch. Nick Stenson bats cleanup. Swing and a miss here out of Houston as Henserling gets ahead 0-2 quickly to start this ball game. Batting fifth is Josh Henson. Gavin Panks bats sixth. Brock Laird, Mason Gaines, and Nash Nichols rounds out this Berries lineup on a Tuesday night here at Curry Field. This ball low and in the dirt as Houston lays off.
You know, I look at Houston so far, and he's yet to strike out, so he's very good in those 2-strike approaches, and see if he can put someone in play here. He really likes to spread out and...
That one just misses. Behind the plate this evening is Sean Weatherall. He's calling the balls and strikes. Down the first base line is Elmer Jerkovich. And down the third base line is Jordy Dwyer, although you'll see him over at second from time to time. The 3-man crew this evening. Pitch here, 2-2. Low and in the dirt as Houston works the count full after falling ahead 0-2 on 2 swinging strikes. Full count pitch coming from Henserling. This one grounded towards by a third. Fields it. The throw over is in time. Henserling gets the leadoff batter this evening to start the ball game.
It's a good play out there by Baya. Not quite as routine as it looks because it takes up that bounce up by his head. So
Gail Salinas, the second batter to the plate this evening for Saskatoon. .412 average here early in the season, 7 for 17. Pitch low and away out of Henserling.
This is the part of the order that you really got to watch if you're a Red Sox pitching staff here tonight. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters all have an OPS over 1,000 right now.
This one hit up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Salinas. He'll make the turn at first, but trot back. 1-out single. for the Berries gets their first base runner on the night.
As we come up to Murdoch here, batting third overall, his slugging percentage is 12.22. That's an OPS for most guys out here.
He's averaging more than a single per at bat right now. Takes the first pitch, called strike to start off his evening. He was 5 for 5 last night with 2 doubles and a home run. Also only drove in 1 RBI on the solo shot. Sorry, that was Sunday afternoon against Weyburn. That went high over the head, gets away from Hodgins behind the plate, and that allows Salinas to advance. Calling it a pass ball for Red Hodgins. Look back at Salinas off of second. Henseling comes to the plate right down the middle for strike number 2. Maybe a good setup pitch on the pitch before out of the righty.
Yeah, he's working the count really good here. He's throwing strikes. He's making them work for their hits, and that's what you want to see out of a young righty on the mound.
1-2 pitch to Murdoch. Check swing did not go around. Evens the count at 2-2. Murdoch has only struck out twice in his first 4 games this year. This one dribbled in behind the plate, foul. Sun setting to starting to set. Off to our right to the west here in the Queen City. A little bit of a chillier night. Wind has been swirling. It's blowing in from center field right now, although, man, about 20 minutes it was blown out to right field. This one high and in runs the count full. Second full count Henserling has already found himself in this evening. Cool 19 degrees, mostly cloudy, sun poking out at times. Wind blowing about 27 kilometers an hour. Not as hard as it was on the weekend, but this one popped high in the air. Looks like it's playable for by in foul territory, and he makes the grab. And that hasn't happened too often so far this year. Murdoch will walk back to the dugout.
Yeah, a guy in Murdoch who's been hitting the ball hard and in play, and for the young Red Sox pitcher to get him out there is going to be a vote of confidence early in this game.
He was 13 for 18 before that at bat. So he's only walked back to the dugout 6 times at the plate. Nick Stinson, the cleanup hitter for Saskatoon, takes the first pitch ball high. 1-0 pitch outside. That one in and out of the glove again, out of Hodgins.
Stinson comes into this plate appearance with 8 RBIs on the season. I guess it's a little easier to get those when the guy in front of you is on every time you come up to hit.
The count to Stinson. That one also just misses, so the count 3-0. Henserling up to 17 pitches already this inning. Barry's making him work for it. That one 4-pitch walk for Henserling to put 2 runners on here with 2 outs here, top of the first inning. Score remains 0-0 if you're just joining us. Saskatoon Berries and Regina, their first meeting of this 2026 season. They will play each other 10 times. And I guess Saskatoon, only their 3rd season back in the league, and that one high and in. That's why his arm is late, which is why everything's to Josh Henson, as now Henserling has thrown 5 straight balls after getting that second out of Murdoch.
You know, when Henserling is missing, he's missing arm side right now. You think he's got to come a little bit more through the baseball.
That's a much better pitch as Henson takes it for strike number 1 to even the count. Salinas leads off of second. Stinson off of first. This one fouled back by Henson.
And Henserling looking to get out of it here. He's got 2 strikes on a batter with 2 outs. He's going to try to get out of it and shut down the Berries in the first inning here.
1 pitch away from getting out of it. That one fouled off. Jammed him. High and in pitch, fastball.
Maybe setting up a breaking ball here. You're still on an advantage count here. You can put something in the dirt and hope to get some chase. A little breaking ball in the dirt here.
Hodgins gives the sign behind the plate. Look back. Now he comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. This one dropped by Hodgins. The throw to first is in time, and the Berries fail to score a run and leave 2 runners on base. Score remains 0-0. The Regina Red Sox will get their first chance here on a Tuesday night. Henserling with a strike.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
That's what when we talk about hustle baseball. Those are the little things that matter a lot when you're trying to win a baseball game.
Rain Krekowitz comes to the plate, takes a first pitch strike, and after Quinones was able to get the first 2 batters quickly, he's had to work through Rue and Bai, who've had back-to-back 2-out hits. A little bit of a rally here. Pitch here. Krekowitz bounces this one to the first baseman. Underhand to Quinones. He'll run it over to first. But the Red Sox take an early 1-0 lead, scoring in the first on a 2-out single out of Brady Bai. Berries will look to climb even when we return here on Flow Sports. Top of the second inning as things roll on here at Curry Field in Regina, Saskatchewan. The Red Sox up to a 1-0 lead. The Berries will bring the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to the plate for their second attempt to get on to the scoreboard. Leading things off is the catcher, Gavin Panks.
Panks comes into this one with an OPS over 1,000, 3 RBIs, and 5 walks. So he's a very patient hitter at the plate.
Did not play Sunday, but played Saturday night, where he went 1 for 2, drove in a run, also walked once. Now, with that pitch going to the screen, both Henserling and Red Hodgins here. Now, first time in game action as a battery, but I'd like to see them kind of get that chemistry here early. We've seen a pass ball already from Hodgins, and luckily no wild pitches which have hurt Henserling. They've all been with guys, or with the bases empty, rather.
Yeah, it'll take some time for these two guys to get used to each other. I'm sure they've thrown with each other before, but game is just always different for every sport.
1-2 pitch, low and in the dirt. No swing here out of the lefty Panks.
And it's not just receiving that can be an issue. That communication and knowing what the pitcher likes to throw and what spots, those are all things that Red will have to learn as he goes through this one.
2-2 pitch. In there, back door curveball.
As we talk about getting the chemistry, they catch Panks looking on a beautiful curveball that broke right back on over the plate.
Second strikeout of the night for Cannon Henserling. Great little breaking ball, just catches the outside black, and that brings Brock Laird to the plate. Laird 0 for 5 on Sunday against Weyburn in that loss. Saskatoon started the season with 3 straight wins and beat up on Weyburn in those 3 games. And then Weyburn with a little bit of revenge on Sunday afternoon. Coming back, swing and a miss here. Laird. Weyburn won 9-8. To hand Saskatoon their first loss of the season.
And a guy who did struggle in that series was Brock Laird. He only hit 167 so far this season, but he does have 3 RBIs, so.
Pitch on the inner half of the plate just misses, says Wetherell. I mean, the offensive numbers right now for Saskatoon are so huge for this point of the season. Foul tipped into the glove, strike 2. Now, is that because they're playing the Weyburn Beavers or because this is truly a really good baseball team? Not to say Saskatoon is a really good baseball team, but as you know, they start to play against the Regina Red Sox, the Moose Jaw Millers. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back Ks here to start the second out of Cannon Henserling.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Two things can be true at once, right? Weyburn's a team trying to find its identity still, and they're working on it. Slowly going to start getting better, I'm sure. But Saskatoon has been a great team since they entered this league, and I can expect them to continue to be a great team through this year and for many years to come.
Mason Gaines comes to the plate. 0-0 pitch here from Henserling. This one dribbled back. Foul, they're going to call it. I think it maybe hit off the plate out towards, or off his foot,
yeah,
maybe,
I was gonna say,
perhaps.
The plate's in fair territory, so it
must have been off his foot.
I thought it went off his foot.
Looked like he had gotten through this inning quickly. Threw 24 pitches in the first. Pitch high and away. Evens the count at 1-1. Quick look at the Red Sox defensive alignment. Rhett Hodgins behind the plate, the second half of the battery with Henserling. We'll let him throw this pitch here. 1-1. Low and in the dirt. Over at first is Will Toger. Justin Simard patrols second base. Brady Bye over at third, where he's kind of taken over that position this summer. Mason Cantor is the shortstop. Alex Rue, Mason Tafoya, Rain Krekowitz left to right. This one fouled back as well by Gaines.
Talk about what Brady Bye is taking over that position. Well, he was catcher last year, of course, many people know. He's moved into third base. That can be easier on the legs. It allows a guy to hit more. Plus, also, it just shows Brady Bye is a team player. He'll go wherever he needs to go.
I think if they asked him to play center field and they really needed it, he would go do it. This one popped. Foul territory. Toger and Hodgins. Toger unable to get there. I think Hodgins lost it. Toger had it. Just too far of a run for the first baseman to get there.
I think Hodgins eventually found it, but then he realized that Toger had already called it. He looked like he was gonna take a step into it, and it almost made Toger back away from it for a split second. That's what caused it to hit the dirt.
Again, early in this season, only 4 games as a crew for both these teams, so still trying to figure out. And Gaines able to work the count full here. Payoff pitch from Henserling. Just high, and Gaines works the 2-out walk to keep the inning going.
You know, a lot of the righty freshmen's workout here has been close to the plate. Of course, he's had a few that have been outside and quite missing, but overall, he's had a lot that are pretty close to the plate, and he's painting the black on some of his strike calls too. So, good outing from him so far. So
Nash Nichols will get a chance to bat here in the second inning. The 9-hitter takes a first pitch ball high and a little in.
And Nichols is a guy also who will take his walks when he gets the opportunity to. He has a batting average of .071 this year, but he's drawn 4 walks.
Runner goes, ball's in the dirt, so no throw here from Rhett Hodgins. Easy stolen base. Good pitch to run on for Gaines.
Yeah, and that's half a stealing. Getting you a good lead, reading the pitcher, and picking the right pitch. You do those things right, realistically, you can steal good bases with.
6th stolen base for Mason Gaines already this year. Active on the base pads has the left fielder. High and in to Nichols as the count now goes to 3-0. Standing on deck is Nathan Houston, the leadoff hitter. Would allow the lineup to turn over. Probably like to see Henserling try to get the 9-hitter here as he walks him on 4 straight pitches, back-to-back walks.
Yeah, and you're running into some trouble here if you're Hensarling, and you want to cut that. Like, you want to cut that down right now. You don't want to give the Berries too much hope that they can scratch cross run here. You had 2 outs early. Get this guy here, put it to bed. Get back to the dugout. Let your offense get back to work.
Houston grounded out to lead off the ball game. 2 for 4 on Sunday. Scored a run, also drew a walk. 0 for 1 stealing on the base paths. Runners go, both of them. Hodgins throw over, and that one gets by and into left field. That's going to bring across gains. Stolen base and the throwing error to Rhett Hodgins.
Yeah, and we talked about these teams are going to take advantage if you make an error or you make a mistake, and right there, an error leads directly to a run scored. So
I was focused on the base paths, didn't see if it was a called strike or not.
I don't know. It's not listed on the board either.
Figured that out for you. High and in, just. Oh, they're saying. I think Houston thought it hit him.
Yeah, I think he did too, because he dropped the bat and acted like he was gonna walk away, and
so that one was a ball for sure. I think Houston was trying to sell that it caught him on the glove. That one right down the middle. We'll see if we can confirm the count here from the umpire. We don't know what it was on the stolen base. Counts either 1-2 or 2-1. This one poked into left field. That's going to drop in front of Krekowitz, rounding third, and coming in to score is Nichols. And now the Berries have taken the lead here in the second inning.
yeah, that was a good piece of hitting there from Houston, and got inside of it and drove it the other way for a nice base hit. And now if you're the Red Sox, it's just about keeping this thing close while you wait to get back to the bats. But you don't want to allow them to run up 3, 4, 5, 6 runs, whatever it may be, because this Berries offense is very capable of doing so. Freshman righty sets, deals a swinging strike there to Salinas.
Just trying to figure out the scoring here with the scorekeepers, so trying to get it figured out for you.
1-1, you said?
Yeah. Counts 1-1. To the number 2 hitter, high and in, moves the count to 2-1. Gail Salinas already 1 for 1 on the night. And after 2 strikeouts to begin this inning, Hensarling has given up back-to-back walks and a 2-out. Former catcher comes in, gives him a message to remind him he's only 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. 52 pitches already for Hensarling. And he's only gotten 5 outs so far. Pitch here. This one hit right at Cantor, and it gets under the glove. Rounding second is Houston. They're going to wave him home as well. Cantor, no throw. And now it is 3-1 for Saskatoon.
Yeah, now I'm interested to see if they call that an error or was hit hard.
Yeah, they're calling it an RBI double for Gail Salinas. He's now 2 for 2, and that brings Ethan Murdoch to the plate.
Yeah, and the walks earlier in this inning have really come back to haunt the Red Sox here, and of course the throwing error by Hodgins there behind the plate.
0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did not go around, did Murdoch.
And although I think if you ask Cantor there out at shortstop, he'll tell you he should have made that play 10 times over, and they'll rule it a double, but...
1-2 pitch, low. That's where the FIP comes into play.
Yeah.
The fielding independent pitching, which doesn't take into account singles and doubles. That one, great pitch as he comes back to even the count, 2-2. Again, 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning is the young righty in Henserling. Salinas leading off of second. Dangerous hitter at the plate still. Look back. Now he comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. Down goes Murdoch. But the damage on the scoreboard for Saskatoon as they plate 3 runs here in the top of the second and climb out to a 3-1 lead. Early offensive affair here on a Tuesday night. We'll be right back on Flow Sports.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today. Six, 7, 8 hitters due up here, bottom of the second inning in a game which now Saskatoon leads 3-1. First pitch swinging is Toger into left at the warning track. It's going to hang up for Mason Gaines to make the grab. I think that's the hardest hit ball Will Toger has had this year. He just tried to hit it into the wind to left, and it stays in the ballpark.
Yeah, that wind's blowing in right now, especially out there in left field, and Toger hit it well, and I think almost any other wind later and it's out of the park, but wind's able to hold it up and keep it in.
Ty Martinez now comes to the plate with 1 out already for Regina. That's now back-to-back innings where Quinones has been able to get 2 outs now in 3 innings. This one, or 3 batters potentially. This one just gets out of play. Martinez 0 for 4 on Sunday against Medicine Hat. Regina taking that one 7-5 on Sunday afternoon. They got out to a quick 7-0 lead in that ball game as well.
Yeah, and then the offense started to kind of taper off, but they were able to hold on. The pitching staff and defense did good enough.
Wasn't it 1-1 at one point? Brady Bye hit the solo home run to get to 2-1.
You know, I know how we could find out. Yeah, it looks like it was.
Yeah.
And
it was 7-1, and then still Medicine Hat came back, scored a couple. This one's going to drop in front of the left fielder Gaines as Ty Martinez gets a 1-out single here.
In fact, my scorecard from Sunday afternoon has it as 2-1 Medicine Hat at one point going into the bottom of the fourth.
Yes, and then By tied the ball game. Man, look at
By tied it, and then they went on a 6-run inning in that bottom of the fourth, and that's when it really changed.
Just felt like they jumped out to quite an early lead just because of that big fourth, but nonetheless, they were able to hold on and claim their third victory of 2026 in defense of that 2025 championship. Mesa Tafoya up, takes a first pitch strike. Tafoya 2 for 3. Scored a run, drove in a run, and stole 2 bases on Sunday. That one also a called strike, so he falls behind 0-2. Checks in with Weatherall behind the plate about where that crossed over. Quinonez throw over to first and in and out of the glove of Henson. But Martinez was back in time. That allows us to take a look at that Barrie's defensive lineman. Gavin Peggs is behind the plate with Josh Henson over at first. Brock Laird is at second with Ethan Murdoch at third. That pitch, I think Quinonez thought it was a strike. Weatherall says it was a ball. Nathan Houston patrols shortstop this afternoon. And out in the outfield is Mason Gaines, Nash Nichols, and Gail Salinas left to right. 1-2 pitch inside to Tafoya as he's able to work the count even 2-2.
And Tafoya showing a good at-bat here. He got down 0-2 early, but he's fighting back. He's spread out. He's going to take the pitches that are outside. He's going to foul ones that are close, and hopefully he can slap something around and move the base runner forward.
2-2 pitch here from Quinonez in there for strike number 3 as Tafoya looks it over the plate for out number 2.
You know, I think Tafoya looked down at that, and I don't think he agreed with that call, but nonetheless, he walks back to the dugout and he'll learn from it and come back better in the next at-bat.
Looked like a really good pitch out of Quinonez.
Yeah.
Red Hodgins now. It's been splitting time with Mateo Pierre as the catcher. They've kind of been platooning. If it's been a right-handed pitcher, Brett has been playing, at least a starting pitcher, and if it's been a lefty, it's been Pierre.
Yeah, and they'll platoon guys. They're both young guys. So
Hodgins fouls this one off.
they'll both have time to grow and be able to hit stronger against the same side pitcher. But for now, they're going to platoon them a little bit. And
Hodgins was just a little bit more experienced, although I believe he's only a junior against Pierre, who's a sophomore. Two very different batters. Broken bat right back at Quinonez. He had to dodge out of the way. Tough break for Red Hodgins. And a little dodgeball out there on the mound by Quinonez.
Yeah, that bat absolutely blew up.
Ben's taking a look up at the video board and see who's
Run up on the board here in the second, so Saskatoon remains out in front 3-1. We'll be back when things return on Flow Sports.
Let's find out where our high rollers are in the stands.
Look at that. Braves take down the Blue Jays.
Damn.
Three 3 in the Stanley Cup final game.
Back here, top of the third inning here at Curry Field. Rematch of the 2025 WCBL East Division Final. Let's take a look back at that series. Just such a ridiculous run. First pitch here out of Hensarling hits Nick Stenson, so he'll take first base.
Yeah, and that says a lot about that Red Sox team from last year, is that even when they had the disadvantage and field advantage, they were able to figure out a way to get some hit runs across and win games, because that takes a lot of grit and a lot of togetherness and a lot of brotherhood in a team.
Saskatoon won last year's season series 7-3. And Regina was only able to win one game here at Curry Field, just a walk-off home run. Man, I will probably never forget that play. Kenny Jackson, runner goes, pitch inside, called a strike, play at second, as in there is Stinson.
Yeah, I don't think I was fortunate enough to be at that game, but
myself and Elliot working that one.
I imagine that was an absolutely electric moment, because, of course, this Highway 11 rivalry is starting to really blossom as great rivalry here in the WCBL.
As Hensarling just lost the grip. And so stolen base, wild pitch, and Stinson standing on third. But the only series where it mattered was in the playoffs. Regina stunning Saskatoon 8-7 on the road in game one. Saskatoon came back here needing to win. They did that, won 8-4. And then in game three, Regina jumped out in front and held on to the lead, winning 6-2 to advance to their first WCBL final since 2018. Sorry, 2019. This one grounded towards Brady By. He'll go home, but the throw off line. Scored fielder's choice. And on the throw, Stinson comes across to score.
Yeah, By tried to make a play and cut down the run there. Didn't work out. I think maybe if the throw's a little bit more on target glove side, Hodgson has a chance to get the tag down, but overall, this early in the game, I think thinking back, he'll want to have that back and just go to first, because he just need to get the outs, especially with a young pitcher on the mound.
That's what they did the last 2 years, but it just didn't work. Because everybody would just ask. They would just
no RBI for Henson, though. As Gavin Panks takes a first pitch ball. Swing and a miss there for strike number one to even the count. Saskatoon now leading 4-1 here in the third inning.
And the Red Sox are going to have to find a way to get out of this with as little damage as possible, because they got to get the bats going, and they got to claw back into this, because they don't want to get too far away.
Pitch outside, moves the count to 2-1. These are two teams which have scored quite a few runs in their first 4 games. Saskatoon outscored Weyburn 46-18 in that opening weekend set.
You know, you hear that and you assume they won all 4 games, but they took such commanding wins in the first 3 that even with losing that last game close, it makes it sound like they would win all 4 just by the run differential there.
Regina scored 36 runs themselves in their force. That check swing went around for sure. And, oh, that was strike 3. I thought it was strike 2.
So now, through just his first 7 outs, he has struck out, if my math is correct, 5 batters in 7 outs.
Yeah.
That's impressive work.
That's probably also why his pitch count's already at 69.
Yeah, that and some long at-bats that ended in hits or walks. So
this one popped foul and out of play. Brock Laird already 0 for 1. He was called out on strikes last inning. It was the 8, 9, and 1 hitters which started the rally for Saskatoon. Back-to-back walks. In there, Hodgins loses the handle. Another stolen base by Saskatoon Barrie tonight.
And this Barries team can run. They are quick, and they're not afraid to risk being thrown out to get the extra 90 feet. And because they don't get thrown out very often. They know how to steal the base. So you might as well take that risk, knowing that the risk is low and the reward is pretty high.
0-2 pitch here from Henserling. Oh, that one hits Laird. Tough way to end that at bat for both the batter and the pitcher, as Henserling was ahead 0-2. It's up to 70 pitches, and now we got some action starting to move in the Red Sox bullpen.
Yeah, and the young guy, he's gotten out to a good start, but he's run into some trouble in the last 2 innings here, and they're going to look to buy some time for the arm thrown in the pen down there.
He's lost a couple ticks on that fastball as well. He was kind of in the mid-90s right off the hop. He's already down to the mid-80s on that fastball.
Yeah, falling fast. That's a guy who's starting
only one start at college, right? For Cannon?
Yeah, Cannon is only had 1 start at college. He's mostly a reliever. He's, like I said, he only appeared in 7 games total, but of course he's playing in a D1. He's playing against, like I was looking at his game log, it's LSU, it's University of Tennessee, like some high-level elite schools that he's playing against. But
yeah, Nicholls State D1. It's been a few years. On this team. Mason Gaines coming to the plate here. 1 out, top of the 3rd inning. Saskatoon has already brought a run across to score. They lead 4-1, 2 runners on. Gaines drew a walk, first plate appearance of the night. And he's ahead 2-0.
And you mentioned they have a few D1 guys. One still there expecting to come back, who his team has now won their regional. They're going to play Troy Trojans in Super Regional. Lance Anderson.
And Little Rock University?
Yeah, Little Rock Trojans versus Troy Trojans. Little same name matchup there.
Trying to get you who's warming up down there in the pen. Looks like there's a called strike out of Henserling. .3-1 pitch from Henserling. Outside, another walk. And Pathakos is on the top step. Hasn't come out yet. David Gordon warming up for Regina in the bullpen right now. And yeah, here comes Ryan Pathakos to yank Henserling. So gives up 4 runs, and he leaves with the bases loaded. Tough evening in his first WCBL performance for Henserling. The bullpen will look to pick him up when we return here on Flow Sports.
Batting for the Berries, center fielder number 3, Nash Nichols.
Well, that's the night for Cannon Henserling, who leaves the bases loaded. Did have quite a few strikeouts. He struck out 5 on the night. Just wasn't able to put enough batters away.
Yeah, he leaves with 5 Ks, 4 walks, and that's really the issue here. The 4 walks is a lot.
New pitcher into the ball game is a righty out of Arizona Christian University, David Gordon. Thrust into a really tough situation here. Only 1 out, gets a first pitch strike to Nash Nichols. Pitch outside, good block there by Rhett Hodgins as well. That one gets to the screen, no doubt about it. Josh Henson probably comes across the score.
Yeah, and we can't quite close the book fully on Henserling's start as he's responsible for all 3 runners out there. But getting into David Gordon, he's pitched 2 innings this year for the Red Sox. He's given up 1 hit, 1 run, it was earned. He struck out 3 though in those 2 innings, walked only 2. He's thrown 39 pitches. That was all in the very first game of the year. There's one outing there.
On Saturday.
Or on Saturday, sorry.
Home opener.
Yeah, home opener, not first game.
That ball also misses. Is now Gordon behind 3-1, and I think Ryan Pathako is just looking for a guy who will throw some strikes right now.
Yeah, as many of the MLB teams will say in spring training, we don't
3-1. That one's hit high and hard into left at the wall. It is gone. Grand slam. Nash Nichols, first home run of the season. And the Berries jump out in front. 8-1 now the score.
And Nichols with RBIs 3 through 6 there. Of course, 4 RBIs for the Grand Slam. And the Red Sox are in trouble here early going, but we have known them to make comebacks so far this year. So hopefully they can start to get the juices flowing here soon.
Leadoff hitter Nathan Houston comes to the plate for the 3rd time already here in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2, called strike. Big swing of the bat by Nash Nichols. 3rd home run of the season as a team for Saskatoon.
Hey, there you go. Now they have a team that tied Brady.
Yes. 0-1 pitch here from Gordon. We'll wrap up Henserling here in a few moments, but Gordon at least can reset. 3 of those runs charged to Cannon, so it'll be 7 runs. This one hit high into left field. Under it is Alex Rue. He'll make the grab for out number 2.
And Gordon really needed that out. Of course, comes into the game, bases loaded in a tough spot, then gives up the grand slam. That's hard. You got to be able to work through that. As a pitcher, you got to have a short memory. He did so there. Got the nice fly, easy fly with the ball there to Rue for can of corn.
Gail Salinas comes to the plate, already 2 for 2. Oh, we got a conversation here between the umpires and Rye Pathakos. Looks like so that's Elmer Jerkovic limping, and he's getting looked to, looks like by the Red Sox training staff. So we're gonna have a little bit of a delay here.
Yeah, I didn't see anything happen, although I'm not watching the umpires too closely, of course, but you think that's a weird spot for that to happen with a fly ball out to left field where, like, I don't know if he got ran into or what happened there.
Yeah, Elmer Jerkovic, Hall of Famer. So they're gonna
at least temporarily, continue this game just with 2 umpires. First pitch ball to Gail Salinas to lead off his at-bat.
And of course, we hope the best for Elmer. We hope everything's
hopefully
okay.
Just a little bit of a cramp or something. I was talking with him before the game, so my brother's an umpire, so I have that connection with the guys who are often working the games, and so he's asking me how my brother's doing and talking about some baseball. And great guy, and he's been in this league such a long time. He's seen it all, and there's a reason why he's in the Saskatchewan Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice.
Yeah, he's a guy, like you said, he's been around this game in this province for decades and in this league for a long time. He's very respected amongst the baseball community in Saskatchewan, and hope he's okay.
Gordon just misses there, so the count 3-1 here with 2 outs to Gail Salinas. Pitch in there for strike number 2 fills the count. I think Salinas maybe thought it was off the plate. To me, it looked like it was a strike and a good call. So he'll step out, call time, and regain his composure here. Full count, payoff pitch. Gordon looking to end the inning here. That one's low, and Salinas will take the walk to first. On base, all 3 plate appearances is the third baseman, Salinas. And now Ethan Murdoch will be the 9th Saskatoon Berry to come to the plate this inning.
And what you never want to see as a defense is when you look down at the scorecard and there's not a space in between some of these at-bats and plate appearances.
Pitches outside.
Now,
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Murdoch 0 for 2. That has not happened in his first 4 games, considering he had only been sat down 5 times. This one hit into right field. Chasing after it is Krekowitz. He'll stop in front of the warning track and make the grab. Berries don't quite bat around, but all 9 batters come to the plate and they score 5 runs, 4 of them on the big swing by Nash Nichols as they hold an 8-1 lead. Bottom of the 3rd, still to come. Red Sox look to climb back and make this a game.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Well, the Regina Red Sox are in need of some base runners here. The leadoff hitter is Mason Cantor, and he will lead things off here in the top of the 3rd. He grounded out to the first baseman to lead off the ball game. Was 3 for 5 on Sunday after going 1 for his first 10. Kind of found his swing, found some green as well, as he has been the leadoff hitter in every game so far this year, has Cantor. Swing and a miss here is Quinones. Trudges on. He's thrown just 23 pitches through the first 2 innings. We'll see how he responds here after the long top of the 3rd.
And just quickly to go back to that, what we were talking about Murdoch there, and if he's gone 0 for 2 this year, well, now he's 0 for 3. So the Red Sox have held him 0 for 3. He's only had 1 game where he's not reached in 3 different at-bats. That was on Saturday, May 30th. in that game, he singled in the first at bat, meaning that he's had a stretch where he's gotten out 3 times in a row, but it was not a 0 for 3. He started 1 for 1 and then went on to go 1 for 4.
Cantor ahead 3-1 here to Quinones. Diego is not issued a walk yet. There's one right there as the Red Sox get their leadoff batter on. That's a good start to try and climb back into this one. Now, if you're just tuning in and this is your first game you're watching of the WCBL this season, let alone that, but the Regina Red Sox have never been out of a ball game so far this season. This is not the first time they've been down by 7 in a game early.
No, just last Friday when they were playing against Medicine Hat, they were down 7-0. They came back to win that game. I believe 12-7.
That's the worst swing I've seen out of Justin Simard this year. This is against Musha on Friday. So on Thursday, their season opener against Medicine Hat, got down 6-0, came back and won 8-6 in regulation, by the way, scoring all of their runs in the 9th. A night later, they got down 7-0, came back and tied it in the 9th, scoring 6 runs in that inning, and then ultimately lost on a walk-off home run the very first pitch of the 9th inning. Swing and a miss as down goes Simard on 3 pitches.
Yeah, sorry, the game I was just talking about where they came back and won down 7-0 was against Medicine Hat on Saturday, and they won 12-9 against Medicine Hat there.
And then their home opener, Medicine Hat jumped out to an early lead. And then Regina had one big inning, I believe it was the 6th.
The 4th inning, 6 runs.
That was on Sunday, but the 6th inning on Saturday.
On Saturday, yes.
Where they scored a boatload of runs and then ended up winning 12-9. And then on Sunday, they scored 6 runs in the 4th inning.
Yeah. Outside of that one inning, that Sunday game was really close.
Yeah, it was. It really was. Alex Rue doubled in the first and then scored Regina's lone run to this point. Check swing, he went around and has fallen behind 0-2. So after the leadoff walk, Quinones has thrown 5 straight strikes, and Rue is in danger of striking out on 3 pitches, just as Simard just did. And he lays off the slider low and away and in the dirt. Count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, and if you're Rue here, you really want to get something in play, move the runner over, because to get a leadoff walk and then strike out, and then if say we're to strike out, then you're really in a bad spot again, and you have a chance to be in a really good spot if you can get a base hit here.
And called out on strikes as he watches the fastball over the outer part of the plate. Rue strikes out for out number 2. Here comes Brady Bye to the plate. He was responsible for driving in Rue after that double in the first inning. So 1 RBI and 1 for 1 is Brady already tonight.
Yeah, and Brady has probably been, outside of Murdoch, the hottest hitter in the league so far this year.
Check swing, play at third. Safe is Brady Bye. Tough calls for the umpires here tonight with the 2-man crew rotating around. So that's Jordy Dwyer, who's working the bases now on the soft grounder by Brady Bye. He didn't bunt that, did he?
Yes, he did.
He did bunt
yes.
it. There.
Yeah.
He was looking at the bingo, I think.
Yes, indeed he was.
It was a really well-placed bunt.
For a guy who's hit 3 home runs this year, wouldn't expect him to do too much bunting. Catches everybody off guard, perhaps. Rain Krekowitz now. 2 runners on, 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
I feel like if you'd look down and Mark McGuire was out there bunting. The way he's hitting right now. But you know what? Bye will take the bunt single, and Red Sox have something here with 2 outs.
Krekowitz is a guy that I think it just needs a couple good swings to kind of find his game. He struggled here early. 3 for 16, just under 200 at 188 the average, and early in the year. This one dribbled towards the shortstop. The throw over. No. Oh, no. Okay, well, he changed his mind. He changed his mind. Did Dwyer?
No.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I'm not gonna. Lie.
I think he called the runner
safe.
I think he called the batter runner safe, but I think he's calling buyout for interference on the first baseman.
Okay.
Which is an interesting way to call it, but I think that's what they just called, because he was pointing at by and then he was pointing at the bag. So I don't know.
All right, we were able to find ourselves a replay of this final out here in the third inning. Here's a look at it. Houston with a strike to first. Yeah, he was. I think what happened is Jordy Dwyer maybe thought the stretch was a little bit off from Henson, and
yeah, I don't know what happened there.
To me, that's a 6-3 ground out. First pitch swing in to Toger, makes the play. First pitch, first out here in the top of the fourth as down goes Stinson. It's a good start for David Gordon.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what the ump had to say about what happened there. If he just made the mistake and then realized, oh wait, he is on the bag. And
regardless, the correct call was made.
Yeah, for sure it was.
Brings Josh Henson to the plate here. 0 for 2, struck out and then reached on a fielder's choice, which did bring across a run. If you remember, to lead off the last inning, Stinson was hit by a pitch, stole second base. A wild pitch allowed him to advance to third. Henson hit the ball to Brady Bye. Bye came home with the throw, but Stinson was able to score. And he gets ahead 3-0 here. And then later, despite not getting a hit, Henson was able to come across to score as part of that grand slam by Nash Nichols. 3-0 pitch in there for strike number 1 as Gordon looks to extend this at bat and potentially get the second out of this inning. Gordon made 19 appearances with the Firestorm. What a name there. Arizona Christian University. There's a base hit from Josh Henson.
You know, I've been thinking this for a while. I think this might be one of the coolest jersey matchups. I love the berries, the purple and the baby blue, the Regina red. I think these jersey combos with the white pants, they both look so clean. I just want to get that out there because
I think every first matchup of the year that we've had between these two teams, both in 2023 and 2024, of course, Saskatoon just their third season back in the WCBL as the Berries after a long hiatus. I think each first matchup that these two teams have played, not just you, Jared, but the other color guys I've worked with have said that exact line, because it's true.
And it's got to be true.
Pitch in there, makes the count 1-1. Gavin Panks up. He struck out both times he's come to the plate. He's come to the plate in the second, third, and now the fourth innings. .2 was the record for David Gordon this college season. Foul tipped into the glove. Had a 1.89 ERA out of the pen, 7 saves in 19 innings. Gave up just 16 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned, walked 7 batters, and opposing batters hit about .232 off of him. This one poked into right field. That's into the gap. That one's going to bounce off the base of the wall. Rounding second is Henson. They're going to wave him home. The play at the plate is just late. RBI double for Gavin Panks, and the lead swells to 9-1.
Yes.
At the end of the game, has anybody brought their Zoom yet?
And we've talked about the Red Sox having the ability to make these big comebacks, but they really got to start putting up some zeros for the Berries here. Obviously, not going to happen this inning, but for innings to come, they got to look to put up some zeros because you're not going to make a comeback if you allow the other team to keep scoring. So, I'm going to need to look to put up some low numbers there for the Berries.
Brock Laird, sorry, I almost called him Zach. I don't know if they're related, but there was a Zach Laird on the Saskatoon Berries in 2025. Laird with a strikeout and a hit by pitch, so he's 3 for 19 to begin this 2026 campaign. 0-1 pitch, fouled into the dirt.
Don't think about beer. Don't think about beer. Don't think about beer.
Still just 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. The Berries have now scored in 3 straight innings following the RBI double by Panks.
Yeah, and the Red Sox were able to put up the first run in the ballgame, which if you go back to our Sunday broadcast, that was the big thing, score early. But they have been able to score since. So.
And Gordon loses the handle on that one, and for the 2nd straight plate appearance, Brock Laird is on his way to first after being hit by a pitch. The 3rd hit batter by the Red Sox this evening.
Yeah, the Red Sox have shown the ability to lose some control here, and the inability to make sure it's not running up too far in on batters, and it's
you want to work on the inner half of the plate, but not that close.
No, yeah, exactly, right? Like inner half, you can get some jams, you can get some broken bats.
First pitch swinging is Mason Gaines. He has not recorded a hit, but he's scored 2 runs because he's walked both times he's come to the plate.
Yeah, he's got 2 stolen bases as well. Really is patient, and we talked about that when we first mentioned him at the start of the game, because he came in with some walks, a 500 on base percentage, and now he's had walks 3 and 4 on the year.
And now with another foul ball, Gordon is ahead 0-2. I think for Regina, it's just about kind of recording outs, get the bats to the plate, and see if you can string some together. Quinonez, on the other hand, has been really solid. This one fouled out of play.
Yeah, and even if you aren't able to string some hits together on your side.
What I just noticed is Mateo Pierre is behind the plate.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how long that's been.
I bet you he came in to start the inning.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case, but I meant going back innings, but you're right. Mateo Pierre is behind the plate.
Trying to... Now, he did the last inning. Well, this one poked into left field, chasing after it is Rue. He makes the grab in fair territory, and the runners retreat for out number 2.
And the Red Sox have finally been able to retire Mason Gaines. He's gone on base every time, but first recorded at bat is an out.
Here's the man with the biggest swing of the night to this point of the ball game, Nash Nichols. Plated 4 with one swing of the bat the last time he came to the plate, and that jumped Saskatoon out to then an 8-1 lead. It's now 9-1. Runners going. They're going to throw to second. It gets past. That's going to allow Panks to come across to score as the throw by Pierre was offline. Laird got not as good of a jump from first on the double steal. So Pierre deciding.
You know, and looking at Panks' jump off a second there, he was, before the ball had even gotten to Pierre's glove, Panks was almost sliding into third. So I think he made the right decision to go to 2. He just missed the throw, and it's going to cost them a run.
This one grounded towards Toger. He's going to take it to the bag himself, and the throwing error will plate another run, so it's double digits for Saskatoon, 10-1 the lead. Regina with their 4th attempt here. It's 10-1. Down 9. They look to take a bite out of the lead when we return. Well, Saskatoon well in control, and it's still early in this ball game, but it's also getting out of hand.
Yeah, and we talked about before how the goal for this pitching staff for the Red Sox now is just to get out, and obviously the same goes for the Berries, but more so for the Red Sox, that if they can't start stringing hits together and trying to make this comeback, then they still want their pitchers that are in to get outs quickly, because they want to be able to stretch them as long as they can go, so they don't have to use too many arms in a game that they might not be able to come back. But like we said, they have hit the ball well late in games so far this year. So with this Red Sox team, nothing's over till it's over.
Will Toger will lead things off. Regina will, just as they did in the second inning, bring the 6, 7, and 8 batters to the plate. The due-up is Will Toger, Ty Martinez, and Mason Tafoya. Quinones working really well. 14 balls, 28 strikes after that pitch, 42 total through his first 3. Plus, if you include the 3 that he's now thrown in this inning. Called strike 3. Down goes Toger, unable to pull the trigger. 4th strikeout of the night for Diego Quinones.
Yeah, and Diego's now had 4 strikeouts, and we've seen the contrast because, like I said, Diego has 4 strikeouts, but he's worked deep into the games. He's gotten a lot of weak contact. And then Henserling had 5 strikeouts in way less time, but he had used a lot more pitches to get those outs. So sometimes strikeouts aren't the best option because...
Called strike 1 to Ty Martinez. Quinones, one of 9 returnees to this Saskatoon roster. He was really solid in 2025, had a 3-0 record in 36 innings pitched. He started 8 games, appeared in 10 with an ERA of 4.25. Gave up just 38 hits, 22 runs, 17 of them earned. Called strike 3 as another Red Sox leaves the bat on the shoulders. And Quinones seems to have them off balance right now.
4 of Quinones' first 5 strikeouts have been looking. He's been absolutely painting when there's 2 strikes on the batters, and they're leaving the bats on their shoulders right now.
Mason Tafoya takes called strike 1. Quinones had just 23 strikeouts for the Berries last year. Called strike 2. Seems like he's been getting better as this outing has gone on as well. Ooh, that one gets away from Tafoya.
Yeah, well, we talked earlier about how Henserling's velocity started in the mid-90s and slowly, or kind of quickly actually dropped, because it dropped 10, like we said, almost 10 notches. So it dropped quite quickly. But you don't notice that here with Quinones. He's really been staying through, and you notice that too when you look at his college stats. Like I said, he had thrown 3 complete games this season in collegiate ball. So clearly a guy who has a lot of stamina out there on the mound.
Mateo Pierre making his first plate appearance of the evening after coming in as a defensive substitution last inning for catcher Red Hodgins. Pierre has taken over behind the plate. Hodgins went 0 for 1. He grounded to the first baseman. Runner goes. Hit and run was on with 2 outs. The throw from Murdoch is well in time. So the hit by pitch, no damage done. Red Sox unable to plate another run, and they leave a runner on. It is 10-1. We'll return here on Flow Sports.
2, 3.
Well, it's the second night of June. It's still spring. It's a little bit of a cooler night, but still a beautiful night for baseball here in Saskatchewan's capital.
Yeah, it is. It is a little cool. Like you said, I just put on my my pullover sweater here, but it's still a nice night, and overall, you know, you can't complain when you're at a baseball game.
Top of the order, due up for the Saskatoon Berries. First pitch called strike. Nate Houston, Gail Salinas, and Ethan Murdoch will come to the plate this half. Saskatoon looking to extend their 9-run, 10-1 lead. Another called strike here to Houston as Gordon went to the top of the zone with the first pitch and then to the bottom of the zone with the second. Good little mix-up.
So now he's up 0-2. Let's hope he doesn't go right to the middle of the zone.
That one looks like he tried to break something off, and it goes between the legs of Pierre. Houston lays off. So the count goes to 1-2. 9 returning players from last year's Saskatoon Berries team, which won 46 games. And a reminder as well, they actually didn't even play the last game of the year because it had zero bearing on the standings, and it was a makeup game for a rain delay. They just decided, hey, let's just not play it.
So they went 46-9 then?
Down goes Houston. First strikeout of the night for David Gordon. Coming in relief.
And player that was a vital part of that Berries team last year, Carter Beck, did not return for the Berries this year. He's playing, I believe, in a draft league.
Ethan Menard, the WCBL MVP. Ball low in the dirt here to Gail Salinas. Murdoch, too, was on that team. Yeah, they went 46-9. I think though, Saskatoon would take a 29-27 season like Regina if they got a WCBL championship out of it.
Yeah, I'm sure any team would rather win the championship than win a bunch of games in the regular season, but
Salinas falls behind 1-2 after fouling that ball into the dirt right in front of him. Nice little breaking ball there from Gordon. Had Salinas out in front. Salinas has reached all 3 plate appearances, 2 for 2. A single, a double, a walk. But he's been stranded on base every time he's reached. 1-2 pitch. This one hit into right. That one's going to drop in front of Krekowitz. Plays it on a hop. And Salinas in there with his 3rd hit of the night, and he's reached all 4 times.
Yeah, you mentioned how Salinas has not come around to score yet while being on all 4 times he's come to the plate. It's because a lot of the production tonight has come from the bottom of this Berries order and not the normal guys you would see between Salinas, Murdoch, Stinson. Like, it's really started with Henson down, but really Pankson down.
Pitch high and in. Murdoch last year in 8 appearances against the Regina Red Sox went 10 for 34, 294 average. Hit 1 double and 1 triple. Only drove across 3 runs in those 8 games. Walked 4 times, struck out 11. Had an OPS of 751.
And is yet to reach base tonight against these Red Sox.
They'll check Salinas back to first, diving back in.
This Red Sox staff, although they've given up 10 runs, they've done a really good job at keeping the hottest hitter in the WCBL.
Bringing those stats for Murdoch back down to
earth.
Back down to earth, yeah. They were in the stratosphere. OPS at 2,000 almost coming in.
Yeah, we were talking about that before the game. That's like, That is unheard of. That's insane. Now, of course, early season numbers, and he's going to have games where he struggles like he has tonight. But
he was more than a hit per game last year as well, 63 and 50 appearances. This one into left field, chasing after it is Tafoya, and he's able to make the grab a few feet in front of the warning track. And they continue to keep Murdoch off of base.
And he is making...
Not for lack of trying.
No. He's making hard contact the last 2 at-bats. Of course, the first one he popped out to Brady by, and he struck out the second time. But since then, hard fly ball to right field and then a hard fly ball to left center field. And you know he's going to get at least one more at-bat.
Murdoch, grad student at Marshall University, so D1 guy. 30 games with the Herd this year, 20 for 90, 222. 6 homers, 17 driven in. On base, 329, slug, 444 for Murdoch. And I mean, we've been treated to some good baseball out of Brady By and Ethan Murdoch here early in this season. And this one hits the foot of Stinson, and it's another hit batsman from a Regina arm.
You know, I know they don't, hit by pitches don't go down as errors or walks, but they kind of feel that they have that same feeling, you know? When you make an error in the field, it has that same feeling as like hit by pitch, especially in a case where you have an advantage count. And so when we go back to starting game and I said the team with the most errors is going to lose, the hit by pitches kind of have that same feeling, and Red Sox really have struggled with some of that tonight.
Josh Henson comes to the plate. He takes a first pitch ball. The sun continuing to set over Mount Pleasant. I see as I look over there at over the right field wall, a couple of people have posted up with the lawn chairs. Not a bad spot to be. Foul territory. Toger chasing after it, but that's going to drop.
If you want to watch a baseball game for free, come sit on Mount Pleasant. You'll get some WCBL action.
It is not a bad view either from over there. Wind continues to swirl. I was looking out a minute ago. The wind was starting to blow out to right field. Now it's blowing back in from center.
Yeah, well, we mentioned it's a swirling wind, so it's going to change. Sometimes while the ball's in the air, it feels like it's changed, because it has knocked some of these balls down that thought they were going to get out.
There is 2 outs. The count's 1-1 to Josh Henson. Pitch here from Gordon. Low and away. Pierre tried to give him a good look at it.
Yeah, just a little outside, but like you said, Pierre put it there for him and tried to get the call. Unlucky.
2-1 pitch now. That one catches the outer half. We'll call that a generous strike call.
Yeah, or we could call it a great frame by Pierre.
It looked a little bit more inside than the previous pitch, though, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So count 2-2, 2 outs, top of the 5th, 2 runners on, hard hit into center. Tafoya chases after, and he's able to make the grab after the long run. This inning, though, Regina keeps Saskatoon off the scoreboard, meaning the score remains 10-1. Now Regina looking to get the offense powered up as we cross halfway here at Curry Field on a Tuesday night. Across halfway now here at Curry Field, Saskatoon remains out in front with a huge 10-1 lead. Red Sox have been quite consistent with how this game has gone. In the first and third innings, 5 batters came to the plate. And in the second and fourth innings, 4 batters came to the plate. So Mason Cantor, for the 3rd time tonight out of the leadoff spot, will lead off an inning. He'll foul this one to the left side. Out-of-town scoreboard tonight, Medicine Hat up big on Swift Current, top of the 5th inning, 14-2. That game being played at Mitchell Field in Swift Current. And the Wayward Beavers on the road visiting Moose Jaw, currently with a 5-1 lead. And then a couple games postponed due to weather. The Brooks Bombers were to host the Fort McMurray Giants, but a lot of rain in Alberta right now, which also means the Energy City Cactus Rats and Sylvan Lake Gulls will not play tonight. So 3 games across the league, 2 supposed to be 5, but instead only 3.
Yeah, they've had a lot of postponed games out there in Alberta so far this year.
Dumping rain this week in that West Division. 1-2 pitch here from Quinones to Cantor is in the dirt. Cantor 0 for 1. He reached via the walk to lead off the 3rd.
You know, I'm sure that Medicine Hat has been enjoying the fact that they are in Saskatchewan right now.
Poked into left field, chasing after it is Gaines. Took a couple steps in and then had to trot back to his right, but he was able to make the grab. Justin Smart yet to get it going after a solid first 4 games. Was 5 for 16 coming in, including 2 doubles and a grand slam home run. 7 runs driven in for him this season. 2nd on the ball club. Takes a first pitch ball. Good eye there. We'll say his last plate appearance was not his best. Went down swinging on 3 pitches. Takes one low and in the dirt to get ahead 2-0 in this at bat.
Yeah, already a much better at bat here from Simard. You know, I was there Saturday night when he hit that grand slam and completely flipped that game on its head, and it was electric in here. It was almost 1,100 people.
This one hit into left field. And if I'm not mistaken, Simard now has a hit in each of the first 5 games. Hoping to get a rally started for Regina. It's a real solid base hit, pulls it into left field through the 5-6 gap. Am I correct? He's got a 5-game hit streak going?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he started the year with a 1 for 3, and then a 1 for 5, then a 1 for 4, and then a 2 for 4 on Sunday. And now he is 1 for 3 here tonight.
That brings Alex Roux back to that right-handed batter's box as he takes a first pitch strike on the outer part. Check swing, but he did indeed go around for strike number 2. And no stolen bases, no stolen base attempts out of Justin Smart. I was just thinking that watching him dance over at first. See, now the wind is turned out towards right field. No, now it's blowing back in. This one hit towards the second baseman. It's off the glove. Now there's going to be a forced play at second. No panic out of Brock Laird. And unfortunate situation there for Justin Simard. He had to hold up to make sure that it hit the ground, but it looked like Laird was going to catch it. Couldn't be doubled off. So now it's a fielder's choice for Roux.
Yeah, and not only did he have to hold up, he started to turn back because it literally hit the glove of the second baseman out there. And so he turned back and was headed back to first when he realized it had hit the dirt and was not able to make it to second in time.
Brings Brady by to the plate. He's 2 for 2. Bunt single. Last plate appearance. Laid it down to reach base.
I believe he's been stranded at first both times he's reached, though, because then the next batter has gotten out.
E2 off to a As if his 2025 season couldn't be followed up with much better, winning the postseason MVP award. He has started out as hard as, maybe the only guy hotter is Ethan Murdoch.
Yeah, for sure. He, like, when we look at his stats here, let me make sure I have them pulled up properly. I mean, his batting average is .550. It's insane. And then almost a 600.
And that's already better than it was coming in with the 2 hits today.
Yeah, of course. So it's gonna, yeah, you're right. It's probably gonna climb over.
Well, it was
600.
at 500 at the start, and now it's up to 550.
Yes. There you go. Okay.
1-1 pitch here, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. There goes Samar. That one's hit high and hard to right field and gone. Brady By does it again. Regina looking to climb back in this one, and if they're going to do it, that's going to help.
That ball was absolutely smoked. That went over that light post in right field. He absolutely smashed that baseball, and everyone in the ballpark knew it was gone as soon as it left the bat.
Brady By, 4th home run of the season, 4th in his last 3 games over this homestand, as he continues to knock the cover off the baseball to begin this season. His goal this year was to hit 10 or more, by the way, when I talked to him before the start of the season. He's already at 4 in 5 games.
So he's going to hit 10 by like 12 games then?
He's on pace for that at least. That one fouled back by Krekowitz. He's on pace at 45 home runs this season.
45 home runs is a really insane 162 MLB season. 45 home runs in 56 games would be insane.
Krekowitz in a 2-1 count fouls this one towards the Red Sox dugout to even the count at 2-2.
But what's so amazing about it with By is that he's not hitting 4 home runs to an average of 200. He's hitting 4 home runs to an average of 550, right? Like, he's not only providing the slug, he's providing so many more things for this Red Sox team.
2-2 pitch outside as Krekowitz able to work the count full, and Quinones in this bottom of the 5th has had to work the hardest he's had to work all night. Even despite the home run, has still pitched really solid, and he's going to get Krekowitz looking there on the slider. Back door. But Brady By takes a small bite out of that 9-run lead. It's now 7. Saskatoon leads 10-3. Top of the 6th when we return here on Flow Sports.
Well, after Regina was able to get 2 back in this ball game to make the score a little bit more respectable at 10-3, Saskatoon back up. Top of the 6th here. Leading things off, Gavin Panks, Brock Laird, and Mason Gaines, the due-up. First pitch strike out of David Gordon, who continues to work after coming in relief. Cannon Hanserling, after working 2 1/3, gave up 7 runs all earned on 3 hits, walked 4 batters, struck out 5, hit also 2 batters on 77 pitches. Gordon came in the 3rd inning and has been on the mound ever since. One-two count now to Panks. This one poked into left field over the head of Mason Cantor for a base hit. Second of the night for Panks after he struck out the first 2.
Yeah, and he was one of the guys that came around in that big 5-run inning there for the Berries. He was part of the Grand Slam. Here he came around to score on that.
Little bit of movement on both sides of the ballpark in the bullpen for Regina. Looks like Xander Udi Singer is warming up. Pitch outside here to Brock Laird to begin this plate appearance. Laird 0 for 1, but he's reached twice with 2 hit by pitches. Pitch here from Gordon, popped into the air. Toger is going to watch it fly into the seats. Oh yeah, I know that wind up anywhere. That's Xander Udi Singer out in right field for the Red Sox warming up. In left field, if the guy turns around. We'll try to figure out who is warming up for Saskatoon. 1-1 pitch in the action at hand. Here's the pitch from Gordon. Runner goes. Pierre unable to get a handle on it to attempt a play at second, and Gavin Panks has a stolen base, his second of the evening. Counts 1-2 after the swinging strike from Laird. And he looks down, a fastball, middle of the plate. Looking goes Laird for up number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah,
top of the 6th, sorry.
Sometimes those pitches that look like they're so perfect to hit just freeze a batter, almost like because they're not expecting it to go there, so they're expecting it to do something and it just doesn't do anything. So one of those pitches that he probably would tell you he should swing it 10 times out of 10, but just froze him there.
Mason Gaines flew out to left field last plate appearance, 0 for 1 on the night, but he's reached with 2 walks. This one he's going to ground over to Toger. Toger will throw over to Gordon, covering the bag, and the play is in time. Tough call over there for the umpire, Jordy Dwyer. Again, Elmer Jerkovic, who was the first base umpire, leaving the ball game with an apparent injury, we believe at least, and we did see him with street clothes on, talking to the rest of the crew, and Rai Pathakos out here talking with his catcher, and also looks like the trainer is coming out, but no, they'll send them back. Gavin Panks was able to advance to third, and after the short delay, we'll get things back going. Looks like Gordon is doing okay.
Yeah, Gordon's come in here and really put out the fire. Of course, he allowed the grand slam, but all those base runners were from Hanserling before him.
Gordon only giving up 3 runs. This one hit into the gap. Chasing after it is Tafoya. He's going to get there, make the grab in time, and strand the runner at third. And the score remains 10-3 after the Berries strand a runner in this inning. And we're going to have a new pitcher for Saskatoon when we return here on Flow Sports.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
New pitcher into the ball game for the Saskatoon Berries. It's the righty out of Arizona Christian University, Tyler Bailey.
Yeah, and Bailey's coming in one appearance so far this season. That was Thursday, May 28th, which I believe was opening day. 1 inning pitched in that one. He allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. So a guy who does have some swing and miss. If he got two of his 3 outs have been strikeouts, but also does have some can find some troubles locating the zone there. So just trying to make him work hard if you're a Red Sox hitter. Make him earn every out. Don't give him anything too easy. See if he'll give you the base.
Will Toger will lead things off for a 3rd time tonight. He led off in the 2nd with a flyout and then struck out leading off the 4th inning. So here he is now leading off the 6th, with Regina looking to climb back and make this one a ball game. First pitch swinging is Toger. Base hit for the first baseman. He reaches once again. That's his 6th hit of this year.
His first time reaching tonight.
Ty Martinez now. Nobody out. Ooh, that one hits Martinez, and Bailey in an early jam with 2 runners on and nobody out. In 2 pitches, he's allowed 2 runners to reach. Of course, Tyler Bailey and Diego Quinones, or sorry, no.
No, one's from Ottawa University in Arizona, one's from Arizona Christian.
Isn't there a Red Sox from Arizona Christian?
We were just talking about Arizona Christian because we talked about the Firestorm.
The Firestorm, that's a sick name. That's like that's got to be the coolest name in college baseball.
Yeah, David Gordon.
Yeah, David Gordon. Yeah, crazy. Yeah. Two Firestorm pitchers coming in relief.
So I have Bailey's stats here from Arizona Christian this year. Pitched in 15.2 innings, allowed 13 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned, 8 walks, 10 strikeouts.
This one gets well away from Bailey, and he continues to struggle. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position after the wild pitch.
His ERA was 4.60 on the season.
How many wild pitches did he throw?
How many wild pitches? 4.
So quick little mound visit here as they look to settle down the junior.
6'2", 190 out there on the mound.
This one also gets away. That's going to allow Toger to score. And Tafoya works the walk. Just a crazy turn of events here.
I believe because it was a wild pitch, it does count as an RBI.
I will double check. I would doubt it. So, yeah, Dustin Milliken out here, former Major League pitcher, giving a message of, hey, let's find the zone. Everything's fine. You have a 6-run lead now. It's 10-4.
Yeah.
So Regina able to add to their number and attempt to try and come back again.
Yeah. If you're Dusty here, you're just trying to calm down, get him back in the strike zone because you guys do have a 6-run lead still, right? And you don't want to walk around a bunch of runs and make it close because you're walking. You want to make the Red Sox earn it, and Dusty's just reminding Tyler of that.
Regina averaging more than 8 runs per game so far this year. And quickly in that Barry's bullpen, somebody else is warming up once again. Runner goes, pitches outside, no throw, and Tafoya gets the stolen base. And I believe that is 5 straight balls, not including the hit by pitch. Look at Pierre up there. He is a statue right now.
Well, when a guy has shown that he does not have control of the zone right now, you make him come to you. Take it until you get a first one, or
there's another ball. That's ball 7.
If you're in, I think it's Texas A&M, they're yelling at you right now, chanting ball
3-0
7.
pitch inside. Technically, that hit him.
Hey, you know what? If you're a pitcher, you don't get charged with the walk.
That is true. That is true. And yeah, Joe Carnahan is gonna come out and find somebody who could throw some strikes. Tough fighting for Tyler Bailey. Second appearance of the season, first.
Second appearance. Yeah. He appeared earlier this season, in which he gave up 3 walks in that one as well. Of course, technically here only being charged with 1 walk, but 2 hit by pitches.
So the base is loaded for the new pitcher into the ball game. It is a righty, so we can cross out anybody who says lefty.
There isn't too many of them.
Plain. Another one of those returning players from last season.
You know, I was just looking at that. I think he's another Arizona Christian guy. He is.
Yeah, look at that.
From one Arizona Christian guy to another, eh?
And also tough for Bailey, as he does not record an out and the bases are loaded. Gave up a hit, gave up a run. Responsible for all 3 batters, which are on base, or runners that are on base, rather, after 2 hit by pitches and a walk.
And you know, if we look back to a situation in which David Gordon came in, he came in with with the pitcher being a little wild before he got there, and bases loaded. So Red Sox are looking to duplicate that now for them instead of against them. because that's what led to the grand slam from the Berries earlier in the game.
As I mentioned, Colin Plain last year, a guy who was on this Berries team. Third-year player now. He was also part of that 24 team. Last season, in 10 games, all out of the pen, was 3-0. First pitch swinging out of Mason Cantor as he fouls it back. 15 innings pitched for Colin, a 2.40 ERA. Struck out 12 batters, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs only in those 15 innings. Batters hit. Barely hit off of him, if my computer would work. And is scanning for viruses.
Well, quickly, were you? Oh, you got it?
I got it. He had a whip of under 1. Can't find the opponent's batting average, unfortunately.
I got it right.
That one a called strike for Mason Cantor.
Oh.
Wasn't on the baseball reference page. That's okay.
Well, in that case, we'll turn to what he's done this season. He's pitched in 1 game, 1.1 innings, 2 hits in that 1.1, 1 strikeout. No other stats to talk about. No runs, no walks.
Bounce towards the third baseman. Oh, and Murdoch's going to drop it. No play. And a run comes across to score for Regina. Martinez able to reach. Murdoch tried to come home to gun the runner down there, but instead he doesn't get anybody. And the Red Sox are within 5 now.
Yeah, and this is what the Red Sox can do. They've shown this. It's
and here's a guy that comes to the plate who already has a grand slam this season. First pitch to Samard is low and away. Hit. And they will charge it as an error to Ethan Murdoch. And Samard lines this one over the shortstop's head. One's going to come across to score. 2 is going to come across to score. And we have a ball game, folks.
And this is what this Red Sox lineup can do. If they get into a bullpen and that bullpen is not lights out, they will storm back and score some runs because this offense is so potent. And I guess from now on, if you want them to score early and put up lots of runs early, you just have to make that a key to the game, because I didn't today and I did on Sunday. It's 2 very different starts and 2 very different finishes so far. So let's see if the Red Sox can keep piling runs in here in this.
Alex Roux 1 for 3 with a double. Ball is outside. Samar delayed steal, and he's thrown out. Hesitated off the base, and he's caught stealing.
Yeah, it looked like he thought he was gonna get it. They were just gonna give it to him because it was 1st and 3rd, but because he got off so slow, he obviously did not get there. And
ball in the dirt. So Colin Plain able to get an out finally in this inning after Regina has plated 4 already.
And you know what? If you're the Red Sox, you almost had preferred smart turnaround, try to get back to first, get in a rundown, because that allows Cantor to give a chance to potentially get home.
This one a called strike for Alex Roux. There's one thing about this Regina Red Sox team is
They will not let the fans go home, and you cannot go home early against this Regina Red Sox team.
No, because they will ensure that there is no outs, nothing that they have done or nothing that they haven't done to win the game, because they will bleed everything out of a pitching staff.
Count 3-1 to Alex Rue. Martinez still leading off. This one is a looper into left field, and Alex Rue has an RBI single. And now the lead is just 2. Wow.
Well, I was right. I realized I never went over collegiate stats for Colin Plain. He pitched 10 innings even, 6 hits in those 10, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 15 strikeouts in 10 innings.
And Joe Carnahan is out from the Berries dugout once again. And Regina will see a third different pitcher this inning, as the Berries have only been able to get 1 out to this point in the 6th. They've given up 5 runs, and Regina has gone from being down in this game 10-1, and it is now 10-8.
Yeah, this is an offense that is always scary, and they've shown it here against a guy who, Colin Plain, his ERA in collegiate this year was 1.8. He only gave up 2 runs all season and pitched really well, and those were in his last game, both of those runs. But they got to him here, and they hit him around, and they forced the Bears to go to a third reliever in the same inning, and that's something that you don't want to do if you're the Berries too often, but here they had no choice. They've already seen 5 runs come across, and they gotta try and hold this lead where it is.
New pitcher into the ball game is the righty Clay Mixon, another returning player to this Berries staff. We can also close the book now on Tyler Bailey, who did not record an out. Gave up a hit, walked a batter, gave up 4 runs, all earned, and hit 2 batters on 10 pitches.
Yeah, Clay Mixon coming in here. He's pitched 1.2 innings, all in 1 outing so far this season. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, 1 strikeout. Other than that, a lot of weak contact, not a lot of walks. He's got a lot of the zones, so look for the Red Sox to be swinging, especially when this guy is hitting. Brady Bye has been crushing baseballs so far this season.
This one hit hard into the Red Sox bullpen. Just a little out in front of it. Sounded hard.
Yeah, he swung it. It hit hard. It just a little bit out in front. See if we can straighten that out and get another base hit here.
Swing and a miss there, and he's down 0-2. Bye is 3 for 3 tonight with 2 singles and that 2-run home run, which he hit the last inning, which helped kickstart this comeback. This one, he swings that emergency hack, popped on the infield. And for the first time tonight, Brady gets sent back to the dugout. So out number 2 for a Saskatoon pitcher. Rayne Krekowitz coming to the plate as the 9th Red Sox to come to the plate this inning. Chop, check swing, foul. I know Brady's frustrated with the result of that. You could see it coming out of the box, but I mean, the body of work so far this year. Krekowitz big.
See if I can.
Runner goes, pitches outside. Play at second. and not in time. Stolen base for Alex Rue. Second of the year for Rue. Pitch was called the ball, so Krekowitz in a 1-2 count with 2 outs. And he looks that one in to even the count at 2-2. Runner on second, a base hit here by Krekowitz that drops into the outfield. Probably able to score Rue. And that pitch outside, and Krekowitz, after being down 0-2, works the count full. Hit Krekowitz, another hit batsman, the fourth. And now Regina has bat around in this inning. Will Toger got this all started when he led off the bottom of the 6th with a single. Later came around to score after a few wild pitches. Remember, he swung at the very first pitch of this inning out of Tyler Bailey. And look where we've come since then. Regina has plated 5 runs. That pitch high and in.
You know, I couldn't find any collegiate stats from Clay Mixon, so.
This one low and away. Well, last year, he appeared in 14 games for Saskatoon. 3-1 record, all out of the bullpen. 3.48 ERA, 20 2/3 innings pitched, including 2 saves. Gave up 18 hits, 10 runs, 8 of them earned. That one right down the middle for strike number 1. Had a whip of 1.06. Struck out 28 batters, did Mixon last year. This one dribbled just foul. And we've been talking about the wind at Curry Field over these first 3 home games, and now those flags are driven.
They start to blow again.
2-2 pitch, check swing, and they're saying he went around. But what a rally out of the Regina Red Sox. They come and score 5 runs and draw within 2. It's a brand new ball game as we head to the final third of our evening here at Curry Field. 10-8 the score. Berries come to the plate when we return on Flow Sports. Nathan Houston will lead things off as the leadoff batter for the Saskatoon Berries in this lineup. Top of the 7th, and the Berries in a very different situation than they thought they were going to be when they came out onto the field last inning. Score now 10-8. Saskatoon still leads.
Yeah, we talked about how the pitching staff for these Red Sox are going to have to start finding ways to put up zeros on these Berries, and they've done it the last 2 innings, so see if they can continue that roll.
Ball low and away. The new pitcher into the ball game for, oh no, it's David Gordon back out there.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I kind of just assumed what he's saying was coming. I already have the stats pulled up.
Me as well.
He's still down there just warming up,
and I closed the stat line. And 2-1 pitch, David Gordon. Called strike on the outside corner, evens the count at 2-2. I was gonna say, Gordon worked 3 2/3, gave up 5 hits. 3 runs, 2 earned. Kind of did his job, played cleanup, but he's still going. Swing and a miss, gets Nathan Houston. Here to start the 7th.
Can't even call this cleanup at this point with the fact that he's pitched so well and that the fact that the Red Sox have started to come back in. You could call this game-saving pitching so far. Like it has
just kept him
incredible.
In it. Gave up a grand slam to the very first pitcher that he faced, did Gordon, but since then has only given up 2 runs.
Yeah, and those were in the very next inning. Since then, he's settled in and he has been unhittable.
That one hits Salinas. The 5th hit Barry, the 9th hit batter for this entire ball game.
That seems next to impossible.
And Ethan Murdoch's 0 for 4 right now, but I feel like for a batter of this prowess, the stat line is not going to hold for very much longer. Called strike on the outer part. Good fastball there by David Gordon.
Yeah, like we said, Murdoch has been one of the best hitters in the league coming into this one, but slow. Ooh, beautiful pitch there. You know, it's hard to have an 0 for 4 early in the season like this and still have your OPS be 1,000 coming into your 5th at-bat of the game.
That one's going to get through the 3-4 gap, and Ethan Murdoch gets his first hit of the evening.
You know, a guy who's been hitting like this, you give him 5 at bat, he's gonna come through once. So I think if you're Gordon here, you're okay. Like, of course, you'd rather have gotten him out, but you're okay giving up that single there because
the damage, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is a guy who could have sent it over the new screen out there in left field. Yeah.
So now we're gonna have a mound visit here from the Red Sox. Nick Stinson has had an interesting night at the plate because he's 0 for 1, but he's reached 3 times. He has walked and been hit twice. In the 3rd inning, he came around to score after stealing a base.
And advancing to 3rd on a wild pitch.
And then advanced to 3rd on the wild pitch and was driven in on a fielder's choice, the next batter.
Yes. That was the fielder's choice there, whereby tried to throw home and it was not in time there. And it was Stinson sliding in safe ahead of Bai's throw.
So Saskatoon now with 1 out here in the top of the 7th, looking to reestablish a little bit of insurance to their lead. First pitch to Stinson outside for ball number 1. Pierre gives the sign. Low for ball number 2.
Stinson has raised his on-base percentage from just over 500 to 560 tonight because he's been so patient at the plate. And
the average has gone down.
Hit. Yeah, and the average has gone down. You're right.
Still high, 476. This one inside, and he looks ready to draw another walk to Stinson. Another check-in on that out-of-town scoreboard coming in just a moment. We'll let Gordon throw the pitch. Look back. Comes to the plate. 4-pitch walk of Nick Stinson. Loads the bases for Gavin Panks.
This is where you start to get a little concerned if you're the Red Sox. You just had a great inning. You came within 2. You've got all this momentum.
Could it just have been the long break? As a guy like Gordon, he's usually a reliever, doesn't maybe pitch multiple innings, and when you have the long break in between,
yeah,
could that be a factor?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not the same. You start to, when you have a long break like that, your adrenaline starts to come down. So to get back out there and just be firing off like you were before, it is challenging, especially for guys who are relievers and not normally into that, like in that mode of down up. But we'll see if he can come back around, gets a ground ball here, and he can get out of it easily. So
much better pitch to start this at bat to Henson. Sorry, Josh Henson to the plate, not Panks, as I said. This is a ground ball to the shortstop. Underhand to Samart. The throw to first is in time. Double play, and the Red Sox snuff the rally. Keep the run from scoring, and now they have a chance here in the bottom of the 7th inning to get within reach. What an inning double play. 6-4-3. We'll stretch here at Curry Field and return here on Flow Sports. Well, pitcher's best friend, 6-4-3 double play to end the top of the 7th.
Yeah, right on cue. I just said he needs a hard ground ball somewhat right at someone. You get a double play, and sure enough, he did it. So now here the Red Sox are looking to pile on to what they did last inning.
7, 8, 9 hitters due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Take a quick chance to remind you that if you're looking for the highlights of this game, and there's a lot of them, or any game across the WCBL, you can head to the Western Canadian Baseball League YouTube page. Martinez grounds this one over the first baseman. Underhand throw to Mixon in time. He got the foot down. And the Red Sox dugout frustrated with this call. Ryan Pathakos is going to come out and have a conversation with Jordy Dwyer. I don't think they're going to change his mind. Here's the look at it.
I think Ty Martinez thinks he's safe because the first step definitely missed the base. And I think Ty Martinez now he's walking back, but he was still out there. He thought he was safe.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though we have the replay, unable to use it in any challenge capacity.
Yeah, we might have replay, but it's not really an instant replay challenge kind of thing out here.
First pitch ball to Mason Tafoya. Tafoya has been up to the plate 3 times. This is his 4th plate appearance. He's 0 for 1. That pitch inside. I think the pitcher and the catcher got a little crossed up there.
Yeah. And I mean, that happens as long as there's no. And you can see the pitcher out there giving him a thumbs up, making sure that he's okay.
Pank's behind the plate. I think he was expecting maybe a breaking ball because the way he reacted to that pitch. He didn't know the fastball was coming.
No, and you see that sometimes. It's obviously never ideal. You never want to cross up a catcher, unless you're Fran Breval does last year for whatever reason. But
they figured it out there. But that pitch is in the dirt. So Martinez Tafoya ahead 3-0. Pitch from Mixon. That one crosses over the plate for strike number 1. Right at the knees. Great pitch.
Yeah, that was a good pitch.
3-1. Swing, fouled.
It's always scary 3-0 pitching because you don't want to put something right down the middle, but if you miss slightly on a pitch where you're playing the black, you're gonna walk the guy. So you kind of got to toe the line there a little bit, and he did a good job there.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Mason Tafoya. Strikeout swinging, his 2nd time striking out this evening, and 2nd of the night for Clay Mixon. Brings Mateo Pierre back up to bat. Going back to that WCBL YouTube page. Pretty slick stuff. They got free content there. They post all the time. Daily kind of tee-ups and recaps. Then you can watch free games on demand. They're usually posted a few days after.
Yeah, they give a chance for it to be watched live on Flow Sports, of course, here. And then
that one low from Mixon to Pierre evens the count at 1-1.
If not really a subscription person or you don't pay for the Flow Sports subscription, you can always head to the YouTube, and that's a great
called
place.
Strike on the outer part.
Great place to keep up with what's going on around the WCBL, of course, too, because you don't just have to watch the Red Sox or your Berries. You can watch whoever.
1-2 pitch coming from Mixon. He's 1 pitch away from getting through this 8th or 7th. This one a looper. It's gonna drop past Laird as Mateo Pierre notches himself a hit.
Just centimeters there away from amazing play out there at second base, but said a single and Mateo will take it.
Red Sox now looking for a little bit of a 2-out rally as they bring Mason Cantor to the plate. He reached on an error last plate appearance, which scored a run. Called strike 1 to begin this at-bat. And then later came across to score as part of that big 5-run 6th for Regina as they look to make another comeback. This one slicing foul. And now Cantor down 0-2. Just as Pierre was a batter ago here with 2 outs.
Yeah, and we saw Pierre spread out and make contact, and good things happen when the ball is put in play. So expect to see that here from a savvy leadoff hitter like Cantor.
Oh, called out on strikes on a pitch that we'll say was on the outside part of the plate. And Cantor will walk back to the dugout after Mixon gets through this 7th inning. Score remains 10-8, top of the 8th when we return here on Flow Sports. Well, we thought he was in to pitch the 7th, but here he is now to pitch the 8th. It's the Regina kid, 5th year out of Okanagan College, Xander Udisinger in relief.
Yeah, and Xander's come in to pitch once this year. It was in the home opener. He pitched 2 innings in that outing, gave up 3 hits, 1 run was earned, 3 strikeouts in those 2 innings, and 1 walk. So really good outing there for him. It was part of that outing, and which helped string that comeback there that night. And he'll be facing Panks, Laird, and Gaines here. Get us started. Barring that there's not a pinch hitter. Which there's not.
Yeah, here comes Gavin Plates, lefty.
Yeah.
So the 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for Saskatoon in the 8th. Sun now has set over to the west. Things have cooled down a little bit from our 22-degree first pitch temperature. Udisinger with the first pitch strength to Gavin Panks. Panks 2 for 4. He's hit a double, a single. He's struck out twice. Swing and a miss here. Again, Udisinger just looking for a shutdown inning here. Get his bats back up. It will be the top of the order coming up for Regina. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up in the bottom half of the 8th. This pitch away. Maybe setting him up for something.
You know, I was here on Saturday night when they had their home opener there, and I was watching kids along the backstop while Xander was pitching, and they were mocking his windup and setup
like that. 1-2 pitch here from Udisinger, high and away to Panks as the count draws even 2-2.
So, Regina boy showing off his interesting windup to a couple young Regina natives here.
2-2. Check swing, went around. No, he did not go around. Yeah, he did. So Jordy Dwyer comes around with the check swing. Took a second.
I think Mateo Pierre just assumed that he was going to ring him up himself at home plate, so he never checked down.
I'm a little bit surprised that Weatherall wasn't able to get that on his own. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, it happened quick.
We always,
in defense of the home plate umpires, you're not watching for check swings.
Yeah, and
you're watching to see where the ball crosses.
If you think it's close, I would almost always prefer that the umpire ask down, because it's okay to ask for that, because that's what they're there for, right? Yeah. That's why you umpire
the umpire's thrust into a tough situation with a third of their crew having to leave this ball game, so they're down to 2. This one hit hard into left field, but it's lined. Oh, man, it stayed up on Rue. Rounding second. No, he's going to hold up is Laird. This was lined right at Alex Rue in left field. And they're going to call it a 2-base hit for Brock Laird.
Yeah, it was. It looked like he had taken a step in. There was Rue, and he took a step in, and all of a sudden it just kind of kept going over his head, and couldn't quite make the catch.
There's a hard liner that just was not dropping, and obviously had some sort of spin on it to keep it that way.
Yeah, it must have had some extra backspin on it.
Of course, the wind out there pushing in from left field, so with the right spin, and the wind can almost keep up a ball as well instead of drop it. Mason Gaines in here takes a second pitch ball in the dirt, so the count is 2-0 to the left fielder Gaines.
Well, you mentioned how going into the wind doesn't always knock it down. It's because what the wind is really doing is extenuating the spin, right? So it's letting it carry it more if it's got backspin.
Hard liner, well foul. Xander had Gaines out in front on that one.
Yeah, but Gaines put a good swing on it. He hit it hard. It just yanked it way right, and he'll try to find something in the middle. And
look to straighten it out here.
Xander, watch for him to go to something off speed here after having him so out in front there.
And he did. That's a check swing. Strike called. Weatherall was able to get that one.
Yeah.
Rudy Singer fights back in this at bat, evens the count to 2-2. 1-0.
It's kind of funny he was able to get that one, because I think that one was closer than the one he didn't get that they checked down on. And
swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove. Oh, no. Pierre unable to put a handle on it. Apologies. Looked like he grabbed it.
I thought he grabbed it. Yeah, I was writing down the K on my scorecard. But that's okay. Here we are, and Rudy Singer will try to get one more strike, pardon me.
Look back at Laird. Runner goes, pitches outside, play at third. Oh, that one gets passed by, and that's going to allow Laird to come across now. Another throwing error at a stolen base at third.
Yeah, and we talked about again, and another time that those errors are going to come back to bite the Red Sox.
So for the first time since the fourth inning, Saskatoon gets on the board on the throwing error by Mateo Pierre. Makes the score 11-8. This one hard line grounder at Toger, just knocks it down.
Yeah.
Safety. The hot corner.
Right at his knees. Yeah.
Yeah, people think the third base line is the hot corner. Well, for a lefty batter, first baseman, gotta be ready for hits just like that.
Yeah, and then they're not easy for them to handle, of course, on either corner, but first base
and it
especially.
Happens even less often at the first base side.
Yeah, they're not as used to it.
Number 9 hitter, Nash Nichols in. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Man, seems like forever ago, because we're about 2 hours 40 minutes through this ball game. This is the longest ball game we've had so far this year. But if you remember back in the fourth inning, Nash Nichols hit a grand slam, which at the time made it 8-1 for Saskatoon.
Yeah, and it would eventually climb to 10-1 and then 10-8. Now it's 11-8.
Swing and a miss here. Great fastball high and in from Rudy Singer, gets Nichols swinging. Moves the count to 2-1. Ball low. Laird is 1 for 3. He has also reached via the walk, so it's one hit, that grand slam.
Yeah. The ball was smoked too. Back
was into the wind and to left field. That is the first home run we've seen to left field so far this year. All the others have been to right. With Brady Bye hitting 4. Justin Samard has 1. This one low, and Nichols works the full count walk.
Yeah, and Samard, when he hit his, it was opposite field grand slam. That was beautiful on home opener night here in Regina.
Nathan Houston trots back into the batter's box. 1 for 5 Out of the leadoff spot for Saskatoon is Houston with 2 strikeouts. This one smoked Udi Singer. Second, I was going to say second hit batter, which Udi Singer has hit, but that's not correct.
No, because this is his first inning of work,
yes.
Even though we thought it wasn't.
It is the 6th Saskatoon Barrie batter which has been hit, and then on the other side, 3 Regina Red Sox batters have been hit. Actually, I believe 4.
Yeah, the pitchers have been a little wild here today. A lot of wild pitches too, especially on the Regina side that has allowed the advancement of runners for the Barries.
And here is the one guy in this ball game who has been on base every time he has come to the plate. It is Gael Salinas.
Which is quite incredible considering this is the 6th time he'll be coming to the plate.
3 for 3 with 2 singles, a double. He's also drawn a walk. That was back in the 3rd inning, and then last plate appearance in the 7th was hit by a pitch. Obviously.
Yeah, back in the 3rd inning when he drew the walk, he was the only person to get on base and not come around to score.
That is true. Crowd is starting to thin out. It is getting late here on a Tuesday night. In an 11-8 ball game, Saskatoon swing and a miss here from Gael Salinas on the first pitch. Maybe that. Not quite a curveball, not quite a slider, maybe a sweeper out of...
Yeah, sweeper or one of them slurves.
Out of Sander Udi Singer. Gets the sign from Pierre. Quick look back at this one. Popped. First base side. In foul territory. Toger makes the grab. Limits the damage to 1 run against Xander Udi Singer. Strands 2 others on base. Saskatoon able to extend their lead to 3. Some much needed insurance. Bottom of the 8th when we return here on Flow Sports. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 8th inning, Justin Samard. First pitch inside, gets away from Gavin Panks back there, but no damage done, nobody on base. Clay Mixon back out. And this ball still in play. Nobody came in to get the ball, so we have a quick little delay. Smart 2 for 4 on the night, 2 singles. Started out the night with a fly out in the first inning as the second batter, and then he struck out his next plate appearance, but since then has had 2 base hits, including 2 RBIs as well. Was caught stealing in the 6th inning, attempting to advance. Just think of how big that 6th inning could have been if Samard hadn't been thrown out on strikes. Well,
Smart really didn't like that strike.
The base running runs down a tick for Justin Smart because of that. Because That one not in there, so Samard ahead 3-1 here to lead off the 8th inning for Regina.
You know, Samard didn't like that that strike 1 call, but I think he'll take that ball 3 call.
This one hit up the middle, off the chest. Play is close, gets away from Samard, but big bounce, and so he'll have to retreat back to first.
Those the netting on those Curry Field dugouts comes into play there. The elastic of the netting.
To me, that's a base hit for Justin Samard. We're gonna double check with the scores. Still, even with the slight misplay, Laird made that a little closer than anticipated. Yes, it is being scored a base hit for Samard.
Yeah, and it was hit hard enough where I think that's a fair call. It took a kind of an awkward bounce up at him too, so I think it's a fair call.
Third hit of the night for Regina's second baseman, Samard. That one down the middle against Alex Roux. Roux also 2 for 4 this evening. A double, a walk. He also reached on a fielder's choice. Another delay as a ball stands in the shale there.
Yeah, I think that one came from the bullpen of the Berries, which both bullpens have arms going right now, so.
1-1 pitch here to Roux. Breaking ball, catches the top of the zone out of Mixon. Nice little breaker. Roux had given up on it, and it just falls in there. Catches that other upper part. This one he swings at, just foul. This game feels far from over. Regina down to their final 6 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Continue to prove they're not out of the ballgame. This one gets away from Panks behind the plate. Samard will advance on the wild pitch and into scoring position.
You know who Roux reminds me of? And I don't know, really, I can't place why, but just when I watch him in the batter's box, Austin Riley of the Atlanta Braves. I just, his hands kind of out and low, just reminds me of Austin.
That one away to Roux fills the count at 3-2. And here we are in the 8th inning, spitting rhymes. On a game which now 10 minutes away from crossing the 3-hour mark. This one inside, and Roux works the walk to get on base for a 4th time this evening.
Yeah, and that's another good game from Roux.
Guess who is representative of the tying run currently is Brady Bye, but it sounds like Joe Carnahan is going to give him a new arm to look at instead.
Yeah, maybe somebody hasn't timed up here, and that's kind of it's kind of the goal here.
Carnahan out here. Looks like a conversation. He hasn't taken the ball from Mixon yet. Checks in with the reliever. Mixon must have said something right, because Carnahan on his way back. So Brady Bye representing the tying run late in the ball game.
You think he pulled the Max Scherzer? I'm not fucking coming out of this game. You remember that from the World Series last year?
I do remember that from the World Series. You just can't say that on television, Jared.
That's right.
Bye tried to tie the ball game with that swing here.
Tell me where it's favorable to.
Oh, and Bye pops it up on the infield. First baseman Henson underneath it, and Bye again showing a little bit of the frustration with that one.
Yeah, I think Bye maybe just trying to do a little too much there.
Yeah.
Got a little under it.
And
but
so Mixon gets by, and Carnahan will give Rain Krekowitz a new arm on the mound. This is a save situation now.
It's true that would also require them to leave in this pitcher for the whole ninth as well, of course.
It's not out of the question.
No, definitely not. Especially
if we can figure out who it is.
Well, the computer's turned off. I clearly have not been doing my work that well.
It's getting late here. The new pitcher is Tanner Hosick, another returning Barry.
Alrighty.
Hosick was an honorable WCBL All-Star mention. Barry's last year had 7 WCBL All-Stars, and then another couple guys who were given honorable mentions.
I guess that's what happens when your team goes on to win 46 out of 55 games. If no, it won't. Okay. Losing internet here on my end. That's why I don't have this. Here we go. We're back.
University of Nebraska, Omaha. Pitcher is Hosick, NCAA guy.
So far this year, he's made 1 appearance. Of course, it was against the Beavers. It was on Saturday night where he pitched 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, no runs. Where?
Last year for Hosick, made 16 appearances, all out of the bullpen. Had a 2.7 ERA with a 2-2 record. Made 5 saves. 20 innings pitched, gave up 16 hits, 9 runs, 6 of them earned. Gave up a home run, walked 4 batters, struck out 21. Had a whip of 1. First pitcher he sees is Krekowitz, and Krekowitz fouls the first pitch off. Krekowitz 0 for 3, but he has reached via a hit by pitch this evening. Samard standing in scoring position with Alex Rue over at first. Krekowitz takes strike 2. Again, Regina just seems a swing away from tying this ball game.
Another Division I guy here on the mound for the Berries.
And he was okay in 22 appearances with Nebraska Omaha. ERA out of the bullpen, 7.97, 1-1 record. 1 save, 20 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 30 hits, 18 runs. Also gave up a home run as Krekowitz puts together a fight here down to 0-2. Had a whip of 1.8. Oh, 2 pitch in the dirt. Samard thought about going to third. He retreats back. Good block by Panks to keep it in front of him.
Yeah, Panks does a good job there to keep that in front of him, and Samard almost got caught in the middle there, but he did have enough. He was close enough to get all the way back, of course, but a couple more steps and he might be scrambling.
0-2, 1-2 pitch coming to Krekowitz. And he fouls off another. Really working hard here to try and reach base is Krekowitz. Swing towards the third baseman, Murdoch. Missed the tag, trying to gets Samar. Now Joe Carnahan has a quick conversation with Jordy Dwyer, but the bases are loaded as Murdoch attempt to tag Samard. Samard slid underneath it.
First baseman number 15, Will Tucker.
Gotta imagine that's a fielder's choice, so Krekowitz still doesn't get a hit.
Yeah, you can see on the big screen here that there was air between.
So they are actually, sorry, not a fielder's choice. Base hit for Krekowitz as he gets on the board tonight.
And as I watched that replay back there before, it definitely did look like there was
this one hit hard up the middle by Toger. That's going to score one. That's going to score maybe two. Play at the plate, not in time. Play back to second. Diving back in is Krekowitz, and the Red Sox are within one on the 2 RBI single by Will Toger.
Good piece of hitting there by Toger. Took it right back where it came from and scored 2 RBIs. You know, I watched Panks. He fielded that ball and tried to get the out at second, but as he turned around, he might have had a shot to make the tag. And I think he thought it was not as close as it was.
Right.
And just gave up on it.
I completely agree with you there, Jared. It feels like, yeah, he should have had a chance. Called ball to Ty Martinez.
But as anybody who's played catcher or any baseball position knows, that when the game's flying at you, you make a decision, and sometimes you watch the film back or you watch the game back and you realize, oh, I could have made that play, but sometimes you can't do it all perfect.
That pitch also low to Martinez as he gets. Is that called strike? Or
Yeah, called strike.
Oh,
yeah.
That looked low to me. Apologize. So the count 1-1, 1 out, still 2 runners on. Swing and a miss here by Martinez as he falls behind 1-2. It is Rayne Krekowitz on second and Will Toger after the RBI base hit, 2 RBI base hit, is standing on first. And we just have another game where the Regina Red Sox hang around. That ball low and in the dirt. 2-2.
Yeah, and of course only 1 out left in this inning, or still in this inning, only 1 out. And the Red Sox have really turned it on here in the last half of the game, as they have many, many times this season.
That pitch outside fills the count. We can officially close the book on Clay Mixon, who worked 2 full innings, gave up 2 hits. 1 walk, struck out 3 batters, 2 runs, all earned. They just happened. 3-2 pitch. Outside to load the bases for Mason Tafoya. What an at-bat there by Ty Martinez.
And now if you're Tafoya, get the ball in the air. That's what you're thinking about. Get underneath the ball. Make sure it's that you're not too underneath it, but don't roll over. Don't give them anything where they can turn double play like the Red Sox did last inning to get out of their jam.
Tafoya 0 for 2 has been hit by a pitch and walked his 2 times on base.
A pinch runner is now instigated for the Red Sox. Now running at first, number 43, Chance Descalchuk.
So we got a pinch runner into the ball game. Chance Descalchuk comes in to run for Martinez. First pitch called a strike to Mason Tafoya. Swing and a miss here from Tafoya as he falls behind 0-2. Something to the outfield in the air sac fly situation.
Well, you know, I'd be okay if it was on the ground to the outfield too. I think that would work.
As long as it gets through the infield. This one popped foul in behind us and out of play.
Something through this hard, through the 6-5 hole maybe.
That gap out in right center looks massive right now too.
Yeah.
Past the 3-hour mark here at Curry Field on a Tuesday night. That pitch high and away. Good take from Tafoya.
Yeah, and we've talked about this a couple times this year, but Tafoya is not a guy who's going to let you get away with something outside. He's not going to expand the zone. He's going to make sure it's in the zone before he...
1-2 pitch here now from Hosick. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Out number 2. As Hosick looks to keep all the runners where they are right now. Is 1 out away from getting through this bottom of the 8th inning. This will be the 5th batter Hosick has faced. And already 20 pitches needed to get just the 1 out. Mateo Pierre, base hit, last plate appearance. Swing and a miss for strike 1. He's been on base twice. He also got hit by a pitch. 1 for 2. After coming in as a defensive replacement earlier.
1 for 1, I think, because I think that second one, that 5-3.
He grounded out 5-3.
Oh, I thought that was
popped right side behind first base. Drops it. He dropped it. Josh Henson dropped the foul pop-up. And Mateo Pierre gets another chance. The inning should have been over. Does that mistake come to bite Saskatoon?
You know, we have seen a lot of mistakes in this game by both teams. And
0-2 pitch here from Hosick. Pierre makes contact, underhand in time, as covering was Hosick. Regina rallies to score 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th and draw within 1. It is a 1-run ball game as we head to the 9th inning, final inning of regulation when we return here on Flow Sports. We'll be right back. Almost wasn't sure we were ever going to get here. We're in the top of the 9th inning now, and what a baseball game it has been. Regina scored first in the first inning, and then Saskatoon rocketed out to a 10-1 lead by the end of the 4th inning. Since then, Regina has clawed all the way back to draw within 1. It is 11-10 for the Berries.
as we get the night started with a swinging strike out of Ethan Murdoch. Murdoch was 0 for 4 when he last came to the plate, but he hit a single. He's 1 for 5 now.
Of course, 3, 4, 5 here due up for the Berries. And in the bottom, it'll be 1, 2,
Hard
3.
hit towards the shortstop Cantor. He plays it on a hop. The throw over to first is an absolute bullet as they get Murdoch, the most dangerous hitter in this lineup. That's a good start.
Yeah, holding Ethan Murdoch with how he started the season to a 1 for 6 through 9 innings. And I say through 9 innings because you can't close the book on tonight. Who knows what's going to happen?
Going. Well, behind Murdoch, Nick Stinson has had a night. 0 for 1. While being on base 4 times. Takes a first pitch ball. Low and in from Xander Udi Singer, out for his second inning of work. That was his 26th pitch in relief for the kid from Regina. Here's the pitch. Outside. Runs the count to 2-0. Pierre gives the sign. The set from Udi Singer, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss by Nick Stinson. Fans trying to give Udi Singer as much encouragement as they can. Keep this a 1-run lead for the Bats in the bottom of the ninth. That one gets past a diving Samard and into right field as Stinson has his first hit of the night here in the ninth. Good effort over there at second, just unable to make the play. It was Justin Samard. Josh Henson 1 for 5. He's been on base twice, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning, then hit a single in the 4th. He's come across to score twice. Struck out once. He grounded into a double play last plate appearance. Udi Singer pickoff attempt is wide and allows Stinson to advance on the air. Just another error here in this ball game.
Yeah, and we spoke before about how...
And I will say, too, about Xander's. He's had a few of those pickoff throws over result just like that.
Yeah, he had a few on Saturday night when he pitched, and now, of course, this one here. And we talked about at the beginning how errors were going to be a major factor in this game.
This one hit into center field. Looks like Toger's under it. Sorry, Tafoya's under it. Trying to advance to third. And Stinson in there. Productive out for Josh Henson.
Yeah, and, you know, when Stinson was coming into third there, he looked like he was caught in between sliding and slowing down because he didn't know where the ball was. And I don't know, I think your pants are already dirty. Just, if you're not 100% sure, just slide so that you don't hurt yourself, right? But he gets in there safe, and the choppy steps didn't hurt him. And
we do have a pinch hitter for Saskatoon. It's Aiden Marion coming in. Pitch called a strike.
I don't know if my computer's running out of battery or what. It's just not staying on right now. Here we are.
Marion is 1 for 8 on the year. Pitches low and away. Nick Stinson remains standing on third base. 2 outs here, so another fly ball doesn't do it. I mean, good at bat out of Josh Henson. It doesn't go as a sac fly in the book, but productive out to get. Oh, there's a ball that comes through. Sorry, I was worried that Jordy Dwyer was calling a block.
Looks like warming in the bullpen for Regina is Caleb Orr. If necessary, if needed, this game goes any longer. Pitch there from Udi Singer. Wonderful breaker. Finds the zone, and now Udi Singer is just one strike away from getting through this ninth and bringing the bats up down just one. Comes to the plate. Grounded towards Cantor. Cantor fields it. Throw over in time as the Red Sox get through the ninth unscathed. They leave the runner in scoring position and have a chance here in the ninth. Is another miracle in order? We'll have the answer when we return here on Flow Sports. As we head to the bottom of the ninth, final look at our out-of-town scoreboard across the league. There were supposed to be 5 games, 2 of them postponed. Fort McMurray and Brooks rained out. Energy City Cactus Rats and Sylvan Lake Gulls rained out. How about this game in Swift Current between Medicine Hat and the 57s? The Mavericks winning 24-2, Jared.
You say 24?
Yes. We'll go look at Swift Current's run differential in a bit here, but they've had a couple crooked numbers put on them already this year. Mason Cantor lead things off for Regina. Takes a first pitch ball outside. And finally, the Wayward Beavers with their second win of the year. Back-to-back wins after beating the Moose Jaw Miller Express 8-1 at Ross Wells Park. Swing and a miss here by Mason Cantor. Cantor 0 for 4. And I bet you if he gets on base here, so he has walked already and then he reached on an error. But I think if he can get on base here, I think whatever his stat line is won't really mean that much, as this inning means a lot. This pitch called strike 2 out of Sean Weatherall.
Let's go back to the Swift Current 57s. Run differential of -38 after
And they played 5 games. 4 games only. Oh, man. Yeah, they had a crooked number against Lethbridge the other night, too. That pitch well outside as Cantor is in a 2-2 count. Tanner Hosick is back out to try and lock this thing down.
Medicine Hat Mavericks are 2-3, but their run differential is plus 16 after tonight's game, which I mean they won by 22. So.
2-2 pitch. That one right down the middle. As Cantor called out on strikes to lead off the bottom of the ninth.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 11, Justin Simard.
And would you say the final was in that Weyburn?
8-1 over Moose Jaw.
Over Moose Jaw.
Justin Simard has reached base via base hit each of his last 3 plate appearances. This one grounded to the second baseman, but that's going to get past Laird. And to me, that one should go down as an error.
Yeah, that one should be an error. It kind of ate him up, and it's definitely one that they'll tell you at second base he should have had.
It's a tough fielding play for Laird, so they'll give Justin Simard the base hit.
It's mostly just the transition from the grass back into the shed. It's got that big lip on the grass right there.
It hits off the lip of the grass and gets underneath the glove of Laird. But Alex Rue represents the winning run, but Justin Simard, the tying run, more important right now. Rue 2 for 4. It's reached via fielder's choice and a walk. This one hit into the gap into right center, chasing after it, making the grab is Salinas. Simard took a couple steps even after the catch towards second, thinking it was going to get down, but he's back to first. What a run and catch by Salinas.
And you know, if there's anybody on this roster right now that you want at the plate in this very moment, it is the guy standing at the plate.
Is there a horn here?
Brady By said 2 pop-ups in a row after going 3 for 3. He's now 3 for 5. He's already hit a 2-run home run tonight. Did that back in the 5th inning.
You know, I don't want to ask too much of him, but if he wants to hit another one here, I don't think anyone in this ballpark would be complaining. Except for maybe that one guy over there that's wearing purple.
That one outside, and now By ahead 2-0, and Hosick, who is 1 out away from locking down this comeback and staving it off tonight, needs to find the zone. Panks gives the sign. That pitch called a strike. Brady doesn't like it.
No, I think Brady thought that was a little bit more outside.
Quick look over there. And Simard leading off of first by Hosick. Now he comes to the plate. This one grounded up the middle. Laird slide. The throw over. In time. And after being down 7 runs, the Red Sox make it close, nearly complete the comeback for a 3rd time this year, but the Saskatoon Berries coming out on top in this one, in a one that went right down to the wire.
Yeah, and it was simply just one too many mistakes for the Red Sox. It comes down to, you could name multiple different errors, but really it comes down to simple mistakes, hit by pitches, not having control of the ball when you're throwing both 2 bases and to the plate, and that's going to kill you when the season goes on, and especially against a good team like this in the Berries.
When the game ends like this, and you see the number 9 hitter with a grand slam, how important is that for a Saskatoon team?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, especially in this game, a grand slam is huge because it's 4 runs, you only won by 1. But more specifically, it shows how deep this lineup is, and it reminds them that anybody on their roster can get it done when they need it. And tonight, it was a 9-hole hitter.
and really the bottom of the order picking up the slack when the top of the order, sans Gail Salinas, who was on base almost every time he came to the plate tonight. The bottom of the order picked up the slack for the top of the order, which to this point of the year in the first 4 games was red hot.
Yeah, and it was. And, kudos to this Red Sox team who may have started off a little slow on the bats and struggled getting the outs, but they were able to get the top of the order out, and it could have looked a lot worse for this team, but sure enough, they did well. And watch for Ethan Murdoch's batting average come below 700. Should we be panicking yet about him?
I think he'll be fine. Now the Red Sox are next in action on Thursday night here at Curry Field against the Medicine Hat Mavericks. Well, Saskatoon readies to take on and host the Moose Jaw Miller Express at Cairns Field on Thursday night. These two teams will meet again on Saturday in Saskatoon. If you have a chance to get down to the ballpark, I'm sure that'll be a great time. But Saskatoon, for Regina, 2 losses now. They're 3-2. It's early, but they continue to show that they're never out of a ball game.
Yeah, they do a great job at that. And what screams to me is, like you said, they're 3-2. It's early in the season, so everybody's going to be jumped together. But as they've only played Medicine Hat, Regina, and Moose Jaw, who are going to be up there with the top. They're still going to have some games against Swift. They're still going to have some games against Weyburn. And they've played pretty much only Medicine Hat other than 2 games. So once they get on a roll here, and once some of this chemistry starts to build and the air is cut down, watch for this Red Sox team to go on another run. And of course, they're going to try and defend that WCBL championship.
So Regina scores 10 runs on 14 hits. They committed 4 errors and left 12 runners on base, while Saskatoon wins this one on 11 runs, 11 hits. They only committed 1 error and also left 12 runners on base, a game which took 3 hours and 22 minutes. You can give Diego Quinones the win, Cannon Henserling the loss, and Tanner Hosick earns his first save of 2026. Again, we're back on the air Thursday night when Regina hosts Medicine Hat. For Jared Klein, I'm Donovan Mace. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's broadcast. Thank you to the boys in the truck for bringing you our telecast, and to Flow Sports for bringing it to you. We'll see you next time at the ballpark. Have a great night, everyone.